Good morning. Great to be here. It is day 3 of the ACL Under-19 Championships for 2025 at the Lindale Cricket Club in Noble Park North, southeastern suburbs of Melbourne. The hottest day we've had so far, expecting 32 degrees, a little bit windier than yesterday. The wind did pick up late in the day. We did finish a bit late on day 2 with Sri Lanka's over rate going well over, and they almost had to bowl their last 2 overs of spin because it was in fading light. The Afghanistan Eagles played the first game of the tournament late yesterday. They're playing their second game this morning against the Kiwi Warriors, and then play their third and last game, if they don't win the second game, this afternoon. So they play 3 matches in 24 hours, and they've also got a lot of players who have Ramadan as well. So we'll talk more about that as we go on, because of the fact it's going to be a warm day, but we'll get back to that shortly. Let's get out to the middle, and Sue Haas has got the 2 captains from the Kiwi Warriors who won yesterday and the Afghanistan Eagles searching for their first win of the tournament.
Bright and sunny morning here in Melbourne with a little bit of wind to take things forward. It's toss time. We've got the Afghanistan Eagles taking on the Kiwi Warriors. The captains are here. The Eagles will be led by Zaki Mirane, and alongside him have the Kiwi Warriors skipper Ethan. To adjudicate the toss, we have Uncle and John, our match officials. Let the coin go up now. This is a call. And it's what have we decided to do, Zaki?
We have a ball first.
Any specific reason behind bowling first on a fresh track?
I feel like it's a fresh track, and our bowlers can make good use of it and keep them to a low score.
A big learning curve the last game. Any changes after that?
Yeah, one change. Jake Smith has a chest infection, he won't be playing, and Sajjad Khan comes in.
Have a lovely game ahead.
Thank you.
Ethan, firstly, the ACL Under-19 must be very excited now, captaining the side as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to be out here with the lads again. It's looking to be pretty fun this year too, so it's good to be back.
Had the coin fallen in your favour, what would you have done on a fresh wicket?
Yeah, we would have looked to a bowled first, but still looks like a pretty good bouter, so yeah, we're looking forward to it nonetheless.
Any number in mind that you want to put on this track?
Well, the magic number here at the moment seems to be 130 to 150, so anywhere in between there, but obviously always like to go further than that, so yeah.
It was a fantastic game, Ethan.
Awesome, yeah, we'll do.
So, the news from the centre. It's Afghanistan Eagles who won the toss, and they want to be bowling first.
Thank you, Sue Haas. So this is what's happening. As Sue Haas has just said, the Afghanistan Eagles, they've won the toss, they've elected to bowl. We've seen most teams, when they've won the toss in this tournament so far, brand new wicket today, they have elected to bowl. And Grant O'Hara, good morning to you. New wicket today, as we mentioned. Luke's done a great job. I think that he was a bit nervous about what the wicket would look like today, but like everyone who's trying to do their job properly, he's a perfectionist. I think he's done a great job with it in such a short space of time. It looks in good shape, doesn't it?
It does, Dan. Yeah, it's a great facility. I really love being in Melbourne here in this part of the world. It's a great facility, it's a really good ground, and the quality of the cricket has been very good so far. We're into day 3 now, and we've got 2 teams, one coming off a win yesterday, the Kiwi Warriors. I was super impressed with the Kiwi Warriors. They are a very well organised team. They're very professional in the way they go about their cricket. They have clear plans, and they worked the conditions beautifully yesterday. And bring in also the Afghanistan Eagles. Big out for them. Jake Smith, he's got a chest infection, and he's a big out. And talking to them this morning about their game yesterday, their assessment was if they just had one of their 3 top batsmen play out the innings and be there, for most of it, they really feel that they should have won. So, not just a matter of what happens if you lose these days. It's how you assess how you went and how you can improve, and that's what we've got with this. We've got a team saying someone in our top 3 have to actually fire. It'll have to be someone in the top, sort of 2 now with Jake. He's back in the hotel, I think, Dan.
Yeah, he's not well, which is unfortunate for them. So Sajjad Khan comes in, and he's one of the 2 changes to their lineup today. And the Kiwis have made 1 change, and it means that Josh Campbell could be the impact player. So he's out of the 11, but he could be the impact player for today's game. But Shivam Mystery is the player that's come into the Kiwi Warriors. We'll talk about it. I said earlier about a lot of the Afghan players have Ramadan. They're going through Ramadan at the moment, which means that they're not allowed any fluids, or they can't eat till sunset, and they've got 2 games. In fact, there'll be 3 games in 24 hours, but 2 games today, so it's a tough draw for them. They get a rest, obviously, after the first game today, and then play another one later on this afternoon.
Here's an assessment on the wicket so far. Safi started from the southern end yesterday because he was bowling into a nice little spot there, and now today he's swung around to the northern end. It looks as though there could be a few patches for the left arm orthodox to actually work into from this southern end bowling into the northern end. Anyway, Dan, we're away. Game 1, day 3.
Absolutely. Safi in. And straight away, this is driven into the covers and they get a run. Cronin Stone gets his team on the board. Slightly over pitched. Nice little half volley to kick it off.
And we've just got it's a little bit breezy, more breezy than it's been the last couple of days here at the moment. So that will be a factor, but as you said, the temperature is set to get to that 32-ish mark, which will be warm.
Ethan Campbell, the captain, missed out in the first match and tried to tuck it off his thigh pad.
Talking to Luke, the groundsman, this morning, there is a little bit. This is they've shifted wicket for day this, as you said, and there's a little bit of moisture in this wicket. We'll see what happens with it. He's rolled it, then cross-rolled it to make sure that there's no indentations. He's repaired it as much as he can, and it's looking good.
Safi bowls again, and it's driven and no run. Playing away from the body. Ethan Campbell, slip in place.
Impressed with Ethan. He's talking to his coach too. A lot of these players have come from New Zealand. I think there's only 1 or 2 that are based in Australia. Ethan is the captain of the team, and looks like he takes his responsibilities very seriously. Good cricketer.
Good leader too. Safi bowls. It was one that swung back in, but he played it nicely, just trying to get himself settled. But dot balls early days bar the first ball. Good opening over here from the Afghanistan Eagles. Came back in again. Defending nicely. There's quite a lot of them from Christchurch and Wellington. The coach has played a lot of first-class cricket, and he bases himself in Wellington. Great junior cricket program over in New Zealand, and they're reaping benefits now. And again, that stacked offside field comes into play as he got bat on all of those. Ethan Campbell, the ball's right on the off stump. It's a good start by the Afghanistan Eagles to only concede 1 run in the opening over after they've sent the New Zealand team, or the Kiwi Warriors, into bat.
And on first view, the wicket played really well. Maybe a little bit tacky, but that's to be expected. Brand new wicket brought up. A heap of rain here about 3 days ago in the middle of the night, and given that it's Mary Creek soil, and I understand that's the composition of the wicket, I understand that it absorbs a lot of moisture and needs a lot of water. So by the end of today, particularly if there's breezy, warm conditions, this wicket's going to be absolutely perfect.
Abdul Aziz will operate now from the southern end. Tall, lithe customer. Still a slip in place. Point. Extra cover mid-off, mid-on. There's a forward square leg. There's a mid-wicket. And third man, a swing outside the off stump from Cronin Stone. He misses.
Yeah, a bit of width there, and there was good bounce and carry. Bowled very well yesterday. He's got this sort of little proppy action where it's like pulling back the trigger and then away he goes. Strong shoulder action.
Fine leg as well.
And that's called wide.
Yes. You're right, it is a bit of a slinger. There's a few of them that have adopted Lassis Malinga as one of the great one-day or T20 bowlers, especially at the death.
I understand he doesn't live too far away from here now, Dan, is that right?
No, that's right.
Yeah.
He's been living here for a long time now. A lot of the ex-Sri Lankan internationals, as I touched on yesterday, in that time, he didn't quite deliver the ball as he got into his delivery stride. They've come here to live, and there's a massive Sri Lankan community not far from here in the southeastern suburbs. And they play in the Dandenong District Cricket Association, of which Lindale, where we are today and have been for the first couple of days and will be for the rest of the tournament, are in. Again, beaten outside the off stump. Good bowling. And he's looking to drive. Had the head in the air, didn't have his foot to the pitch then. Cronin Stone. No run. It's still none for 2.
Yeah, just taking the ball away from the right-hander. A little bit of outswing. Shaping into that sort of just outside off stump and taking it away. Nice bowling.
It's a good start, this, by the Afghanistan Eagles. He drives nicely into the covers, but the fielder's on alert, doing a good job inside the circle, bowling to the field.
2 players out are behind the wicket. Deep third man, deep fine leg.
So a pretty traditional field early days. He gets a top edge this time. Catch should be taken in the covers and comfortably taken. Disappointment for the Kiwi Warriors. They lose a wicket in the second over. Happened in the first innings as well, so the openers haven't managed to get a partnership going yet. And Cronin Stone is out for 1. And the Afghanistan Eagles
catch
the bowl first.
taken
1 for 2.
in the covers, and
Yeah, that's build pressure. Not many runs off the first over, and then you start to feel the pressure coming into the second over. But I still would like to just see the young player say, okay, look, we haven't got off to an absolute flyer here, but wickets in hand, and even in this T20 format's really important. And going back, he'll think, oh, maybe I've thrown my wicket away there, and I think he did. Skied the ball to cover, quite a simple catch, didn't clear the infield, which is obviously what he was trying to do. Obviously you can't contribute while you're sitting back there in under the tent, having got out. Anyway, number 3's in, Dan.
So as is, with his tail up, and this is angled on the leg stump. And it is Jerome Robinson, the wicket keeper. A couple of nice boundaries yesterday. He kept brilliantly as well. He actually said, you know, the catch that he dropped, it was off the thigh pad.
Of course he did. He's a keeper.
Yeah, that's right. They don't like saying that they've dropped one. This is over pitched, and Robinson manages to drive this away through backward point. Didn't quite get that in the middle of the bat, but gets his first run. And, a great start, as was said by the Eagles. 2 overs, it's 1 for 3, as he's getting a wicket in that second over.
Yes, I haven't met a wicket keeper
एक ही केवल उसमें देखी आपने?
who hasn't had a bit of
नहीं,
character
केवल
about
एक
them,
ही है
Dan.
उसमें.
Can
Usually
I
two,
put it that
usually.
way?
Well, you seem like a very even-tempered person, Grant.
जबकि टेस्ट करके लेके आए
I know
चालू
quite a
चालू
few
हालत में
keepers,
बिल्कुल.
I know Darren very, very well. He had a lot of character about him.
Bit of white line fever with
Ian Hibbert?
character, massive character, as you know, Dan. You've interviewed him a few times.
I have. To me, very measured. I interviewed him about the 1992 and 96 World Cups. One of the last jobs I did for the ABC before leaving in 2015. It was the year of the World Cup, and I did interviews with players on all the World Cups, and yeah, great to hear stories. Safi starts his second over. Driven hard by the big fella Robinson.
अपनी ट्रॉली में वहीं पे जहाँ USB to USB मिली फाइबर के नीचे.
Safi's bowled to that leg,
जिसमें फाइबर पड़ी ना उसी में ही है.
trying to stay away from the leg side. This breeze, it's coming from the east, so it's east to west, so it'll be supporting his in-swinger.
It's in from the northern end. Robinson gets all tangled up, looking to work through the onside. Roman Safi got involved in a good partnership yesterday with Sahel Safi, and while they were together late in the innings of the Eagles, there was some chance of running down the Lankan line, but they didn't quite get there. They bowled really well early, and then the Lankan Lions got away late in their innings to post 132. He had a swing, and the wicketkeeper couldn't take it cleanly. Went through his legs in the end. It kept very low, and it's 4 byes.
The Lincoln Lions got away late in their innings to post 132.
Takes the score to 7.
He had a swing, and the wicketkeeper couldn't take it cleanly.
The pads get in behind it.
Harry Lees. Wearing the wide-brimmed hat. Safi bowls again. Robinson slices over backward point. The chase is on. You can give it up the fielder. It's 4 runs.
Wide-brimmed hat.
Yeah, a lot of width there, and he could just throw his hands at that ball. And
Safi bowls again.
Robinson
slices over backward point.
For 4. Safi want to get back in tighter there.
On.
4th, 5th stump line.
One for 11 in the 3rd over. Yeah, he's got hard hands, so he will have a crack if it's wide of the off stump. This is a full toss. All he can do is steer it into the covers and no run.
And that's much easier to protect. When you're pitching full, hitting down the ground, you've got the players to protect that.
Roman Safi. And again, he gets him all tangled up. Might have got him tangled up where it hurts the most. And that's 3 overs gone. It's been a good tidy start, as we said, from the Afghanistan Eagles, who won the toss. They've sent the Warriors into bat. Both teams' second games of the tournament. The Warriors won yesterday. The Afghanistan Eagles did not. And they need to win today to stay in touch to play finals.
We're staying with the same bowler that opened the bowling from this southern end. You can see the breeze there. It'll really help his away swing. He did take the ball away nicely in his first over. Drew the false shot, got the wicket, and they've brought a slip in, and rightly so. I think the slip could very well be in play.
This is southern end. Gee, it's a good delivery, isn't it? The beam all ends up. He half fended at that. Ethan Campbell. Really think he had much idea. That was a really good delivery. working well off the pitch. Oh, outstanding. Lees can take it cleanly in the end, but it just held its line once more. Probing outside the off stump and didn't miss that outside edge by much, Grant.
No, he's very consistent with his line and length here, and that's paying dividends at the moment. It's very difficult to get away.
Driven into the covers, and there's a misfield, the first one of the day. They needed to get a run, certainly Ethan Campbell, for his own confidence, and to just tip the scoreboard over. Managed to do so.
That's good. Look for a single. Get off strike. Try and release some pressure here. You're feeling here that Robinson's going to go to big hit. Feeling under a little bit of pressure without the lack of runs.
Abdul-Jabbar kill as is. And this is driven. It's an over-pitch delivery through the covers. It is stopped. And they come back for two. Robinson will be happy with that.
And he got width again, which is benefits the batter. Just aim back into that off stump here.
This is the fourth over, 1 for 14. Robinson edging, dropped by Lees, and first slip had a chance as well as he parried it, and first slip just reacted slowly. Got a feeling he got a hand on that, Owen.
1 for 14.
And there was an opportunity going begging there for the Eagles.
Let's take a look at the replay. Lovely away swing, pitches, moves away. The big shot was always on.
Edging dropped by Lees, and first slip had a chance as well as he...
Like Chris Tavray, Jeff Miller all those years ago against Tomo. This has been an unbelievable over again, just beating the outside edge once more. He's just probing away. Should have had a wicket with an edge, and then a number of times he's done well to beat the bat and deserved another wicket. Goes begging. They've got to take their chances, the Eagles. 4 overs. 1 for 14, the Warriors.
Perfect conditions for the away swing bowler from the right arm bowler from the southern end. Just that little breeze coming across the ground. And that was a really, really good over there. Kill. 1 for 5 off 2. There's our great drone shot. Look at that.
Perfect day, isn't it? Well, when I say perfect, it looks perfect. It's probably a bit warm, but it has been a reasonably warm summer. We're now into autumn in Melbourne. Nadeem Nazir is in the attack, and it's squirted away behind square for a couple for Campbell. Just aiming on the leg stump with his warm-up delivery, if you like. 1 for 16. We wish all our friends, of which Grant is one of those, and his family all the best with the cyclone on the way in southeast Queensland, Brisbane, Gold Coast. Noosa. Good delivery, fending outside the off stump. Took off a bit from Nadeem. And once more, that outside edge wasn't far away.
Yeah, Dan, playing heavily with the start of the AFL season, isn't it too? It looks like they have cancelled or postponed that to round 3, the opening game, Lions versus Geelong.
The other game's the concern, Grant, because they don't have a bye at the same time, Essendon and Gold Coast, so I don't quite know what they're going to do with that one. Oh, another outstanding delivery. Goes underneath the bat on this occasion, and Campbell looking very uncomfortable.
But the scene is set for a captain's knock here. Someone to actually bat through the innings and just wait for the wicket to dry out a little.
3 from 11 for Ethan Campbell. It's in with him again. He pulls this one. That was short, and he's managed to launch it over backward square for 6. That's better.
What a good shot.
Add a little.
What a good shot. Just
3 from
a
11
little too
for
short.
Ethan Campbell. It's in with him again.
Got underneath
he
it.
Pulls this one.
Full swing of the bat.
That was short, and he's managed to launch it over backwards.
And that's a little bit of a pressure release for the Kiwi Warriors.
Often happens, Grant, with young players. You've got bowl a couple of rippers still learning their craft, and then you just bowl one that's a bit short.
Yeah, a feature of the Afghan Eagles bowling so far has been that single-mindedly line and length just outside off stump.
Just can't lose confidence every time they beat the bat. And release the pressure with a short one like that. 1 for 22. He cuts the next one to backward point, won't score. On the pounce, good fielding. Yes, they'll get a run here. Dropped it away into the offside. Owen, who bowled 4 tidy overs yesterday. He's going to come in the attack now and bowl them all in a row. So 5 overs gone, and they've lost 1 wicket. Should have lost another one with the hyphen. Cronin Stone out for 1. It is 1 for 23 after 5 overs. I'll leave you with Grant. And then for the first time today, the great Suhas will join you in commentary, day 3 of the 2025 Under-19 ACL Championships.
Yeah, it's quite interesting how one shot can change your mentality when you're in a innings and you're really starting to build. You feel like you're sort of going nowhere for a while, and then all of a sudden you get that one shot, hit it for 6, and then the world looks different for you, and you start gaining some momentum and you can start building into your innings. The message there is, don't give away your wicket when things aren't going your way, because things can turn quickly. And good morning to you, Suhas.
The opportunity was created by Abdul Jabbar. If the keeper would have connected, it was a one-handed effort. He can jam that hands around. And Robinson's taking his own sweet time as well. It's not a very flashy start.
Yeah, which I think's been a combination of just getting used to the new wicket, the new conditions, and some really good bowling. Generally speaking, it's been line and length, sticking to some structures that they've got in their mind about how to go about this early bowling effort. It's paying dividends.
Wide delivery, says the umpire. That's definitely worth another look. Ethan Campbell, as soon as he saw room, decided to throw his bat in.
Nice economical run up here.
This is remarkable from Abdul Jabbar Khil. Yes, there was a wide delivery in between, but he's given nothing away on either side of it. And he's sticking to the channel. The captain has trusted him with a slip, so he needs to be bowling in that channel as well. And for someone who's already generated an outside edge, it's only a matter of time if he sticks to that channel.
There it was. So Ash, what a lovely, beautifully pitched ball. As the batter, when there's a way swing there, you're actually seeing it angled towards you. Pitches moves away and makes batting very difficult.
Absolutely, Brad. He's being a little predictable, but he's consistent as well. He's found the right balance between predictability and consistency. Being outside off, I think that's how you become better friends with the captain. You bowl according to the field. This time, is there something? Slow death from the umpire, Ankur. And that's the end of Ethan Campbell. The captain needs to find a way of motivating himself now.
Yeah, there was, as Suhas predicted, it was just a matter of time if they stuck to their line and lengths. Let's take a look at the replay. Pitches outside off, no feet movement, which will annoy Ethan when he looks back at that. A little foot movement here would really have helped. Flying in edge, outside edge, and simple catch through to the keeper. Asif, the new batsman for the Kiwi Warriors. Saad Asif. And what a great start by Jaber Barkil. 2 for 6. Last ball of his third over. Wonderful start.
Good delivery, especially for a batter who's just walked in. Saad Mohammad Asif.
And well bowled. That's 3 overs down. 6 only. Yep, 6 off his 3 overs and 2 wickets. Feature of his bowling was, I love the way that he's just got a short run up, gathers himself, uses the conditions, which is a nice breeze coming from the east across to the west, which was supporting his away swing, and he's got his team off to an excellent start.
Indeed, the short run-up will also help him, given the fact that the Eagles have to play a couple of games today. Conserving energy is key. And many of the Eagles today are fasting. The Afghanistan Eagles are showing a lesson of mental fortitude and not just cricket.
Nadim back into the attack. In the air. Clears the infield. Down the long off. Picks up, throws. And made it quite comfortably in the end. 2 runs.
Nadeem Nasif's got to follow exactly what Abdul Jabbar Hill showed him. However, because of the pace difference between Nadeem and Abdul Jabbar, there is no slip in place. Long off but mid-on.
That's it. Could hear the stick out here.
And Nadeem Nazif. Ball's in the corridor of uncertainty and proves why it's called so. The batter very confused. Neither going forward nor backward, staying put, offering the bat outside edge, and Lees does the rest.
And when you've got a little bit of movement, your footwork is really, really important. You can't just stand in one spot and swing the bat, which is what we've seen for the last 2 dismissals. Make deliberate attempt to get well forward or well back, cover your wicket. But the last thing you need to be doing at this stage is just relying purely on your eye to try and hit the ball, or else this is what happens. You get slight edges, nicking through to the keeper. Looks like it was a good toss to win. They're certainly making the most of the conditions. This wicket is seeming a little bit, it's a really good wicket, but it'll actually start dying down as the day goes on, as it dries out. A nice little cut of grass, about 6 mil. And now we need a partnership. That's what I'd be saying. Looks like he's taking off stump. Found out his off stump is the guard.
The off-stump guard is a direct relation to where Nadeem's bowling, outside off. Now if he can change things up and bowl a Yorker firstly, could be interesting. Took an off-stump guard, but he's standing on the leg stump. Sam Payne. And more importantly for the Afghanistan Eagles, the Kiwi Warriors now have 2 new men at the crease. That would mean that momentum is something they need to build again, the Kiwi Warriors. The angle seems to work, and he's not someone who's got express pace, Nadeem Nazif, but he's still got enough to trouble the batter. It's the length that's working, it's the angle that's working. Lets it go. Watches it to the last moment and lets it go. Because Nadeem Nazif is one of those who will make a ball feel so innocuous but will come back and bite you.
I'm actually pleased with the way he played that, because the temptation would be to actually throw his hands at that being wide and short, but he understands at 3 for 26 he needs to really hang around now for the next 10-12 overs.
Does offer the bat this time around. When in T20 cricket, where you always got to look to be positive. Very surprising that he didn't go for a shot there, because Campbell would have gone for it.
I'd say he's gone with discretion's the better part of valor. If he'd gotten out, he's early in his innings of course, if he'd gotten out he'd be 4 for 27, and that's nearly game over for the Warriors. They'd be flat out getting, well, the projected score at the moment's only about 80 less. Current run rate 3.86.
Oh, fresh wicket, with the wicket only getting better as it'll get baked in the Melbourne sun.
77, look at that. If they stay where they currently are, and he's going to bowl him out, our man. He's bowling extremely well. Already got 2 wickets for 6 runs off 3. And why not make most of the conditions? Another wicket now would be near fatal for the Kiwi Warriors.
Abdul Jabbar Khill has been asked to bowl his 4th over. And on the trot, 4 overs. Abdul Jabbar Khill, the captain, believes that he has the momentum. Let's make him bowl. He's also got the fitness. Now for all those watching, The single would be there, of course. For all those watching, if you're wondering, it's under 19 cricket. Why are you talking about fitness? If you can bowl 4 overs on the trot, you're supposed to bowl 4 overs on the trot. But I'll tell you what, not a gulp of water for Abdul Jabbar Gill. The mental fortitude that we were talking about, that comes to the fore once again. He's picked up 2 wickets and created more opportunities.
Call it wide. There hasn't been that many sundries. It's been a really disciplined effort so far.
Abdul Jabbar Gill, the more you talk about him, you realize that he's supremely talented. He's bowling according to the field. He's also shown the mental fortitude that we were talking about. And on top of it, he's making it look so simple. Probably the first mistake of the day, but the field does make up for it. It was a Yorker that's gone wrong.
Yeah, that's because he's got such an economical action. It's not complicated. He's in a really good rhythm. It's terrific action for an swing bowling. He just gets to his mark. It's a couple of paces, arm action, and over pitched that time.
Payne gets the boundary.
Let's take a look at his action. Front arm goes over and just across him. And that's why he can bowl outswing, because he's got that front arm that stays side on. Yeah, that helps him to bowl the away swing, so that's why he's doing this really, really well here. A lot of the people, you know, the front arm, watch where he goes. See, it goes across his body.
This time there is protection. Still a single taken. But a good comeback. Sam Payne gets a boundary in that over. Abdul Jabbar Gill, remember, is going to be slightly longer over for him just because of the wide delivery. So the extra delivery coming up. Now can this be a blessing in disguise for Abdul Jabbar Gill?
Yeah.
Because now he's not bowling to Sam Payne anymore, but Saad Mohammad Asif. Grant?
Yes. Yeah, it's funny how it works. Sometimes you get an extra ball, and other times I see a wicket on that extra ball is uncanny.
Bowling 4 overs on the trot, slip in place, final delivery of Abdul Jabbar Gill. And he's going to reload. 2 wide. Now would this be the final delivery? And it's a Yorker. One that he missed. What a finish for Saad Mohammad Asif. Absolutely bamboozled. And Abdul Jabbar Gill picks up his 3rd wicket. And that's the side's 3rd wicket too. This is magical. Saves the best for the last.
And what did I say, Suhas? I don't like to blow my own trumpet, as you know, but it's uncanny the number of times a wicket will fall because of the extended over, whether that be for a, well, it won't be for a no ball because that'll be a free hit, but a wide or a sundry like that. And there it was. You called it perfectly. Speared it in, Yorker length. That was, I think, missing off and leg, and probably taking middle right out of the ground. Second game syndrome maybe for the Kiwi Warriors. Now looking at how important the toss was to win, and Jabbar Gill, terrific figures. Look at that, 3 for 15 off his 4, so he went for less than 4 and over. And good move by the captain to keep him on for that extended period. And now 4 for 36.
Absolutely brilliant. The captain of Afghanistan Eagles, Zaki Marine. He knew that he has to come back from a loss, and the team has responded really well. Winning the toss, that helped. Superb from Nadeem. Payne's wondering what happened. There was a little bit of movement, Grant, after pitching.
I tell you where there wasn't movement, Sebastian, that's with his feet. There was no intention to move forward or back. He just stayed on the crease. And this is a big call by the keeper. Now he's not going to stay up. Still got to move your feet in these conditions. Get way forward, get way back. Have intent.
Soft hands offered to this one. I think sometimes you can go into a shell when you're looking at 36 for 4 and playing according to 36 for 4. But if you push forward and play positively, you might come out of that shell. It's a catch-22 situation. And because it's T20 cricket and you bat deep so many times, you got to back yourself. Having said that, it's the factor of the first half an hour. Usually what we've seen in ACL under 19 is that the morning game delayed a little bit, usually because of the dew. Today, not a drop of dew, but a fresh wicket, and it's also playing its part. That's why winning the toss and choosing to bowl first becomes very important. Zaki won the toss, and Zaki said, I want to bowl first. I asked Ethan, had the coin fallen in your favour, what would you have done? He said, bowl first, without batting an eyelid.
There's an indication on the strength of the breeze, which is getting a little stronger now. Even knocked the bails off then.
If both the captains agree, then we can play without bails.
Let's take a look at his stance there. He's standing about 6 centimetres outside his crease.
And talking about, oh, brilliant from Nadeem Nazif. Oh, I think he's got him here.
He's going to have a look.
You're never out of danger. Gary Bohr just for a moment thought he was out of danger when the finger stayed down. But then there was an appeal to the other umpire. Great proactive Lees behind the wicket.
Now, of course,
I think he's in trouble. I mean, this is the angle. If this is the angle that you go by, then the rules of cricket tells you it's not the shadow that has to cross the line, it's yourself.
Yeah, he's going to have some part of his foot behind the line, but I'm not sure how we tell that from that particular. If it was side on, did he lift his foot? I don't think so. Did he have his foot planted? Yes, he did. Benefit of the doubt to the batter. Is there any portion of his foot behind the crease? That's the adjudication.
Remember, it was a natural movement of body weight transfer. It wasn't a deliberate effort to get back behind the line. But if that's the angle that we're looking at, it's a little inconclusive, and that might go in the batter's favour. What does the umpire think here?
It was really interesting seeing the umpires put those wickets. Here we go, the side on. No, he's got a portion of his foot. That's a good call. Very happy with that. He's got a portion of his foot behind the line when the ball strikes the stumps. So a good decision.
Yeah, wonderful decision. We did have the side-on angle, and that helped. Clearly, there was a part of a boot behind the line. Gary Bohr has got to be very careful. Lees is on the prowl all the time. What a good delivery that was from Nadeem Nazif. Pushing the new batter to drive the ball. Entice him outside the crease. Now we'll get that single. The first run is always special.
Made some intent. He went searching for the ball, but still was good enough to hit it close to the middle of the bat. off the mark, as you say. So important from a batting perspective.
There's a bit of spongy bounce. Payne accepted that ball onto the bat, but because he was hacking back, he was expecting the ball to hit somewhere around the sticker region. That hit him higher than there. Good change in pace. Was flirting a little bit with the guideline, but he has done really well. Nadeem Nassif completes a very miserly over.
And the score now 4 for 37 off the 9. And with a projected score at this rate at 85, a little bit of acceleration now is definitely required. 11 overs. Let's take a look at the scorecard. Ethan Campbell, the high score at the moment at 10 off 19. Robinson 9 off 13. But the conditions haven't been as more favourable for the bowlers, I would say, this morning so far.
After 9 overs, we're going to see spin. Gary Moore.
Estan is the new bowler, number 16.
Now Gary Moore is someone who's well versed with ACL under 19 and the kind of talent that props up here. He's playing this tournament for the second time. He's got to utilize that experience as well in building this innings. Can he bail the team out of a difficult situation here? The Warriors are looking for the warrior in ball.
Take a look at the field. We've got a sweeper cover. Deep long off. Deep long on. Deep mid wicket.
Dancing down the track, showing intent, hitting the boundary. Sam Payne gets into the double figures.
Good shot, good use of the feet. Gave that plenty of air, tempted the drive and
this time does get a foot to it. Tried his level best last time too. Didn't offer the hand.
replay, jammed his left foot down and stopped the ball.
Better footwork by the bowler than the batter there.
This is what I was saying earlier. If you can just get through the hard overs, at the moment, the conditions are favouring more the seamers on this wicket. So, this young leg spinner bowling really well, but there's just a slight pressure release with him coming in at the moment. More comfort being shown. Use of the feet by the batter.
Some intent in that over. 6 runs of Sajid Khan's first. All fours. 44 for 4. It's just the right time to welcome Dan in the comm box. Grant has given us a thought to ponder on. The spinner was attacked because the Pacers are doing really well. I think it's a great ploy. You got to take your chances. if the surface is assisting a separate craft, a different craft, then you need to go after the other crafts. Welcome, Dan.
Morning, Suhas. Very warm day. And the New Zealand top order, or Kiwi Warriors, in some strife.
Easy pickings for the batter there. Didn't offer any resistance whatsoever. Will collect four very welcome runs.
He batted well the other day, Sam Payne, as the all-rounder. And he'll need to, as you and Grant have already mentioned, will need to probably bat through the innings. They did a lot right, the Afghanistan Eagles, with the ball, especially early yesterday against the Lincoln Lions.
Ooh, that would have been a dangerous ploy. There's something on the surface for the Pacers. The ball stopping a little bit and coming. It's just the first game. Offering a shot at that kind could have been very risky. That's much better. Throwing the bowler off his length, and not just that. Dan, as he used his feet, he's also evaded the difficult region, the danger region.
Not sure it was an intended shot, but I mean, obviously with no slips in place, it was the right shot in the circumstances.
Now, around the good length areas where the ball is getting some spongy bounce, if you can negate that completely by reaching to the pitch of the ball in that manner, then you're doing yourself a world of good as a batter. And the horses for courses here. You got to play according to the situation, the conditions. 50 achieved by the Warriors.
The north wind is up, so it is quite warm.
You're going to tell us a bit about the north wind factor here in Australia and how it usually impacts games. We've talked about the Zephyr, but north wind.
Oh, it's just hot, it's just uncomfortable. Makes conditions difficult.
He's taken a tumble, but he's let go of the ball.
Played away from the body a bit then.
11 overs later, 51 for 4.
So a really good performance this from the Afghanistan Eagles. They've got a big day. They played the last match yesterday, which is getting pretty dark when that match ended, because the Sri Lankan over 8, or the Lincoln Lions over 8, was very, very slow. They were 4 overs down. Need to be a bit quicker than that. And the Eagles played then, they're playing this morning, and they're playing the third match this afternoon. And a lot of their players are playing Ramadan at the moment, so that's a big issue, I would have thought, for them. So Sajjad Khan to continue, and Payne was ready to go, and then that ball was darted into him, so he had to retreat a bit and just steer into the covers.
Absolutely.
Good bowling. Once more. Oh, I thought that wasn't going to be a run, but it just got past the short straight mid-wicket fielder. We saw this from the Eagles yesterday, didn't we, Suhas? Just the squeezing.
Oh, he's got him.
Yep, he has too.
Went through. Ball was struggling for his 3. And Sajjad Khan pushes one quicker. Concentrated more on the pace offer than the spin. And that's got him the wicket.
Look at the reaction too of the batter as well. Boer, he cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. Touch of the Mike Gaddings with the great Shane Warren, whose third anniversary of his death was yesterday. He just sort of stood there for a minute and thought, what happened?
Ball will now have a lot more time to think about that delivery than he missed. Half the side back in the hunt, the Warriors struggling at 52.
This is the big bloke with the bucket hands, Tim O'Leary, coming to the crease now. And a big boundary, and then he was out pretty soon afterwards. He's probably going to have to try and get in for a few deliveries, and then if his modus operandi, Suha says to launch, he can launch after that, but he needs to just settle in, I would have thought.
Dan, it should never be a question of survival for Kiwi Warriors who bat so deep, but now it has become 52 for 5. You're absolutely right. He needs to stick around for a little bit. A mindless slog against a spinner is also not working.
No.
The Pacers have bowled really well. The toss has been a crucial factor so far in this game. Very good delivery. He's got a bigger reach as well, Timothy O'Leary.
He's a big boy. I described him yesterday as a rugby union front rower. Big, big boy. Built like the proverbial.
And he strikes the ball pretty hard. Gets his first run. If only you get more runs for the power of it. I think it's a testing game for the Kiwi Warriors because these two batters are very positive in approach. But now they're going to throw caution to the winds as well, at least for a couple of more overs before the launch pad is created once again. At the moment, it's 54 for 5 and 12.
The good news is that Sam Payne is still there. And he was one that batted okay yesterday. I didn't think their batting was magnificent, but they got the job done.
And I'm very impressed by Miraday's captaincy as well. The spinner that he persisted with has provided the wicket. Sajjad Khan went for 6 runs in his first over. This time just 2 and he's picked up a wicket. Just tells you that the captaincy has been top-notch.
Still 1 ball left in the over.
Oh, ball to go.
Yeah, there was a miscount, I think.
And it's a dot delivery. 12 overs later. 53 for 5.
The projected score is 90. Now, they've run a lot more than that, I would have thought. Now, how do you feel about the Afghanistan Eagles playing 2 games in the one day, 3 games in 24 hours?
Yeah, the fixtures, I'll tell you what, in order to accommodate the games as well within the time, that's not just time on that particular day and the sunlight available, it's also the time in terms of everyone being available to complete the tournament. That's what has caused this fixture to be so tight.
Yes.
Having said that, it gets a little difficult for Afghanistan Eagles, not just in terms of the energy reserves, but also the mental fortitude that you need to bring into play because of the fact that they're fasting.
That's tough.
Playing 2 day games back to back is not going to be an easy prospect, let alone when you're fasting.
Which means they can't even have water.
Absolutely right. And Aussie Cricket League Under-19, what I love about this tournament is that it's always willing to improve. And these little blips in the fixtures as well is something that you can expect to improve as we get into the next season. Having said that, you also got to admire the fact that not a single complaint from the Eagles. What they're saying is this is what the cricketing gods have given us. We get ready to roll.
Yeah, I can understand though if they do complain.
Some games are
They're disappointed. They're disappointed.
Some games are won in the mind. And there's some moments won in the mind and the Eagles are winning it hands down. Look at that effort. But it's gone through though. Oh, there's another run to be taken. Timothy O'Leary is being made to run. Someone who strikes the ball so hard is being made to run. And that too for his partner's runs.
Well, let me ask you this then. Is it a concern that they're in Ramadan in regard to their health, playing 2 matches in warm conditions in the one day?
I would assume so. You don't love the action here. You mentioned Owen being a tall lad, and then the ball comes from 12 o'clock position.
Very high.
It almost drops on you. Reminds me of Green, the off spinner.
Also Ashley Mallet, who's
Yes.
one of the greatest.
Another Ashley Nurse.
He thought he had a wicket then. Right through O'Leary.
Very impressed by the keeper as well.
Yeah, he's a good keeper, Harry Lees. Bowled really well yesterday, Jude Owen. 4 overs, none for 13. He just can't score. O'Leary just keeps playing it into the onside. He's coming across to his leg stump, and Owen is following him very, very craftily indeed. Although a full toss doesn't help. And he helps it out to deep mid-wicket. So they get a run, but they need a lot more than that. A lot more than that. It's been a really good over. Wonder if he will bowl unchanged like he did yesterday. This situation today has him at the northern end. Yesterday, like a lot of the spinners, he bowled from the southern end. And the other thing I'm looking forward to seeing too, Suhas, is whether when it is the Warriors' turn to bowl, they employ the same tactics as yesterday. So they bowl their spinners, of which they have quite a few of them, from this end, the southern end, and all their paces from the northern end.
Right, 3 wickets for Abdul Jabbar Gill, 1 apiece for Nadeem Nazif and Sajjad Khan. 5 bowlers used so far. Roman Safi was given a couple of overs. Yesterday it was all about swing and pace, and of course the stumps being disturbed. Roman Safi is still in search of his first wicket. His 2 overs would be crucial. Afghanistan Eagles are backing on him towards the end.
78 legal deliveries, 51 dot balls.
They're banking on him, the Eagles.
The heave across the line.
Yeah, the Timothy factor. The fact that he's got some long levers is what allowed him to access that ball despite his body weight being completely in a different side.
Well, he needed to move his foot across, didn't he? Looked awkward, but effective. 5 for 59. Like me, when I get out of bed, Suhas. Little poke into the offside, there's no run. But you know, you can hear, when I get out of bed, you can hear me 20 suburbs away. That's how old I am now, creaking like 10 men.
This is intent for you. This is class as well from Sam Payne. Waited and waited for one delivery that he can send a long way. It's come by. Is this the first of many more?
Yes, it was tossed up, and he got it in the right spot, which is the sweet spot. And he put it out of the ground over long off. Just what they needed. They need a lot more of them, though. While these two are there, with their intent and their aggression and their ability to score quickly and hit hard, they could make a half-decent score, but they've got to stay for a little longer yet.
More power from Payne. It's going to be 6 more. The region doesn't change. The result doesn't change.
I didn't think that was a particularly bad ball. It speared in. Let's have a look at it. But he just had his foot to the pitch.
He was expecting it. Payne creating room for himself in the process as well. He's gone a couple of blocks away. Back-to-back sixes. Sajjad Khan has got some thinking to do.
Yes, gone into the next suburb. That helps a bit, doesn't it? 5 for 71.
I think there's some debris that he was chasing.
34 off 25. Very solid innings this from Sam Payne.
That was quicker. That line is also not something that you can hit away very easily unless and until you're prepared for it. He was moving slightly outside off. Sam Payne. This one you can hit away easily. And will get 4. Sam Payne latches onto it. What a finish.
17 from the over, and yes, he dragged that one down, and it was noodled effectively and beat the diving forlorn figure, who was just in the circle at a very squarish fine leg for a lovely boundary. And Sam Payne batting well now.
Easy pickings for him as well. Inside the circle, the fielder did dive, but no chance for anybody once it went past him. We talked about the beautiful suburb. Now, where did you wake up from? You said about 20 suburbs away.
Oh, I'm in Williamstown, so I'm miles and miles and miles over there, the other side of the city, in the western suburbs.
Thanks to Sachin's love affair with the drone, we have the topography of entire Melbourne.
You don't have to get on the Westgate Bridge or the Westgate car park. Slower than a wet week it was, but once I got through the tunnel it was actually quite good. Just letting people know about my drive to work today, not that it means that much.
Owen all set to trouble the batter. Owen versus Timothy O'Leary. Timothy is all about power. Sam Payne's the one who struck 2 sixes. Is Timothy trying to join the party here? Because the momentum is definitely with the Kiwis.
Yes,
after a 17-run plunder, Owen needs to pull things back in his team's favour.
He nearly dragged that on.
More runs.
Yep.
The Sam Payne, who's been the architect of the 17th-run over, will have to find himself with the non-strikers, and because an extra run has been conceded in overthrows.
Big bloke's got to move his feet. He's moving across to the leg side, O'Leary, and he's then just hanging the bat out. And it's looking very awkward the way he's playing them. That wasn't awkward.
He's heard you. He has heard you. Power hitting personified. Timothy read the length quickly and sends it sailing. Jude Owen, despite a good delivery, has to bear the brunt of power.
There wasn't much wrong with that. He tossed it up and he just got onto it. Looked like he topped it a bit, but because he had the wind with him and he's got those massive levers as we've spoken about, he was always going to get the journey with that.
Trying to muscle the ball once again. This time finds the fielder inside the circle. Nasiri.
This is starting to look a bit more promising for the Warriors. These two putting together a good partnership.
No, absolutely. In the last 10 deliveries, we've seen 3 sixes.
That's a nice shot, isn't it? That's good hands. Just literally dropping the hands low on the bat and just knocking it away into the covers. 1 ball remaining in the 15th. They're saying projected score 115. The way these two are going, I reckon we'll get a lot more than that.
Where is the quicker delivery from Owen? Is this the one? No. Would have missed the stump, says the umpire. Timothy is called for not just water, but a bit more. Messages later. And that was quick. Owen tried his level best, didn't he? And take it through the last 5. We've got Grant with 10.
Thanks, Suhas. Yes, looking forward to the last 5 with the way that these two, O'Leary and Payne, have fought back. (13 of 13 for O'Leary, 39 of 28 for Payne. Needs to keep going here. Payne needs a 60 or a 70. High score of the tournament so far is our man Farouk, 74 not out and 65 in the 2 innings he's had for Pakistan to remain undefeated in Group A. And a little bit like yesterday, for the Afghanistan Eagles. Their first half of the bowling innings excellent against Sri Lanka, had them under the pump. Not so much getting wickets, but just ensuring they couldn't score a lot. And then they leaked a bit in the back end with the all-rounders thumping them, and this has happened again today. They've got a few more wickets that they've picked up. The top order for the Kiwis, again a bit disappointing, but O'Leary and Payne have managed to rescue them.
And Kakar into the attack. Sam Payne, 39 of 28. Very good knock.
Sure has been. And beaten outside the off stump. I think you could see that Payne was ready to go again. As protection at long off, right in front of us. There's obviously deep mid-wicket on the boundary too. Fine leg, third man. With him. And again, he just had the head in the air looking to launch that. Sorry, Kaka is in the attack.
And bowling a really good line at good speed. Difficult to hit using these conditions, this breeze that's now coming across the field. As you look at it, it's right to left across your screen. And if he keeps landing them there, it's going to be hard to get away. Third man will come into play.
He's a bit square. And he attempts the ramp shot, and that's an outstanding shot. When they get it right, it is a good shot to watch. And he came across his stumps. It was premeditated by Payne, and he's launched it away, and there's no way that could be stopped. That's 4 runs.
Yeah, premeditated. If he misses it, it hits the top of off or middle stump. So it was a really nice shot, as you say, Dan. And that's when that is so appropriate.
.43 off 31. Deserves a half century here, Sam Payne. Kakar with him, and he has a swing and a miss. He was looking to flamboyantly drive that through the covers. There's not a lot of room there to get it past the man at short cover in Owen, but he had a real crack at that but missed.
Yeah, good bowling. And it's at the stage of the game now, if you're going to go hard, which is exactly what Sam did then.
Or go home, Grant.
Go hard or go home, yeah. Just feel something's going to happen this ball.
Kakar, good opening over. Payne drives nicely but can't beat point, so another dot ball. Yorker length.
Well played. Look, there's still balls to go, isn't there? So what's your predicted score?
Well, while these two are there, and I think if they can get at least 1-6 and over and get a couple of singles, I think they can get past 120.
Well, that'll be competitive.
They wouldn't want to lose either of these two. Kakar to Payne, who square drives it away and manages to nudge out a single.
Really smart batting here by Payne. Holding it together for his team, and O'Leary playing a support role, 13 off 13. 113 if they stick to the current run rate, but obviously they'll be looking to lift it. Good over by Kakar, real good over.
What are you expecting from their bowlers? We saw yesterday, Grant, as I said briefly to Suhas, that the Kiwi Warriors fast bowlers or medium bowlers operated from the northern end, the far end, and the spinners all operated from this end, the social club rooms or southern end. And it worked a treat, didn't it?
Oh, I'm expecting the same thing. I'm expecting that there's a few bare patches at that northern end, so I'm expecting that the left arm orthodox will open the bowling and that will bowl from this southern end, and then they'll make the use of the wicket through the medium paces, quicks from that northern end. And that was a real highlight for me yesterday, the way that they went about their fielding. Typically tenacious men in black as they went about their fielding, but the bowling was a real highlight. So I'm thinking, as if you're thinking the one sort of 15-1, 21, 25, that's going to be super competitive if they field and bowl the way that they did yesterday.
Because I didn't think they batted brilliantly yesterday, but because they fielded and bowled so well, they were able to get the victory.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
And again, I think their top order batting's been exposed once more. The middle or lower middle order has been better, especially Payne getting support from O'Leary. So Roman Safi, who kicked things off with 2 fine overs, is back in the attack from the northern end here at Lindale. And they're making changes to the field. Lots of gaps on that onside in front of the wicket. There's deep mid-wicket. They put another fielder out on the offside. Safi to Payne, who gets beaten, and unfortunately Leeds couldn't take that. And it's 4 byes. He's crouched a bit in trying to take that, and it was one he wasn't able to get hold of. So handy runs.
So he's bowled a leg cutter because he wants to go across the right-hander. He doesn't want to bowl into his slogging step hit arc. Beats the batsman, but unfortunately also beat the keeper.
5 for 94. Now he swings over the infield. There's a fielder out there. Forget it. Bounces in front of him for 4 runs. Sliced it over cover.
And that was a lovely piece of... I liked that footwork that time because it was a slight step away, a couple of steps down the wicket, which means that he could throw his bat at that. He's gone to 48. This will be a really good 50 if he gets it. Let's hope he gets there because he deserves it. 48 off 36. Well batted.
They're saying the projected score is 120. Safi to Payne, driving for 1. That's all they'll get. Probably hit it a little bit too hard. That's a deep cover. So he's got 49 off 37. Now O'Leary hasn't had much of the strike for the last over or so. Grant, I wonder if my theory will come into place, that if you don't get the strike for a little while, does it affect you?
Yeah, well, he would have liked what he's seen from the non-strikers end, watching Payne score some runs for his team. But when you're in that 17th over, you're going hard, aren't you? I'd say that's where we're looking to do.
Safi to O'Leary, who just gets pinned into the covers, no run.
Yeah, but go hard when the ball's there to hit. And that was good thinking. He's in control here, Timothy O'Leary. He's come in at around that number 7 mark, so can hold the bat, and he's playing a really good support role here for Sam Payne.
Safi to O'Leary, and he went to swing that down the ground. I think he was aiming for one of the houses for the straight hit between long off and long on. There are fielders there, but he missed it. Head in the air, foot not to the pitch.
I could see his eyes light up from here. That's cool. Well, we often call going the doctor, Dan, and that's exactly what he was doing just then.
Well, he has to have eyes in the back of his head, Grant, because you can't see his eyes from here.
Whoa!
Whoa! What's happened there? Steve Harmison, eat your heart out. That fell out of his hand, and it went through third slip and ended up at short third man.
Let's have a look at it. Oh, I think what's happened there, he's taken a grip that he's not really that familiar with to try out a slower ball and just got away from him.
The 100's up. Here's O'Leary. He hits that into his... It was a ripper, wasn't it? Yorker hits it into his foot.
He's having a bit of a wry smile there, a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at what he does with the. Look at that, off pace, right at Yorker length. If he's a metre either side of that length, it goes the journey.
Does.
Got on him, good comeback, Roman Safi.
That is good bowling, isn't it? Because, again, it's only one delivery. And they're young players, they're still learning the game. That a ball like that could haunt a young player, but the intestinal fortitude to fight back and deliver what he delivered next ball. So 3 overs to go, and they're saying the projected score is 118 with the run rate at 5.88. I think they'll be disappointed if they don't get more than that. With 2 set players, 13 off 17 for O'Leary, 49 off 37 for Payne.
And Koko back into the attack, who bowled a really good over. He's got none for 5 off 1, so he only went for 5 in his first over, and clearly he's going to be the death bowler here bowling out.
Looking for the 4th half century of the tournament. Sam Payne, 1 away from it. Echo with him. He drives to point, doesn't score.
That looked in the slot then. Just a drive, and lucky got away with that.
One of these robust bowlers, front on action. He'll get his 50 here. He drives through the covers. That'll go to the boundary. No, well stopped. I thought that got away from the fielder, who kept at it, and they get a couple. So a half century. Well done to Sam Payne.
Yeah, really well batted. He deserves that 50. Steps away, gives himself some room, hits the gap beautifully, and a terrific piece of fielding here by number 9. Good job. Yep, I think he's released it in time. I think that.
Yeah.
He saved 2 runs for his team, and every run is absolutely vital in this tournament.
Moomin Amin, that was a great piece of fielding, one of the openers for Afghanistan Eagles. Thought it got away from him, but he just kept at it, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it's 5 for 102 in the 18th. Taking a long time to put the field in place. Again, we had this issue with the Lincoln Lions yesterday, taking forever to get through their overs late in the day.
Swing and a miss.
It's been a lot of that.
Some nice action this kick out too. I really like it. His front arm does a lot of work. Rotates nicely through the crease. You just feel it starting to warm up, Dan.
I think we'll put the air conditioner on soon, Grant's right above us. Is Kaka. And O'Leary square driving again, but hit it too firmly, and another dot ball. This is wonderful for the Afghanistan Eagles late in the innings. They need as many as they can get, the Warriors. They're not getting them at the moment.
Of course, that's Payne down that end.
Payne.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, Payne.
When he hits a gap, but he can find a fielder too. But, oh, look, all credit to him. 51 of 41 under tough conditions.
See what Payne can do here. Oh, that's a lovely drive. But again, only 1 run. He stepped away, was on the walk. Yorker length ball, gave himself room, and that was a shot that deserved a boundary. Only gets 1 for it. Payne, 5 for 103.
Here's the last ball. What happens on the last ball of the 18th?
That's a spoon shot which beats the fielder. Amin. And he managed to find the gap through the covers. Crafted it away cleverly with power. Tim O'Leary. They needed a boundary. Haven't had one for a little while. And that helps their cause with 2 overs to go. The Warriors.
I like the way he went about that. He got chest on, started walking down towards the bowler. And then, as you quite rightly called, an inside-out shot. which was just what they required. Over the infield, down for 4, and now we have 5 for 107 with 2 overs to go.
Yes, so just under 6 and over, 5.94.
So we've got to change a bowler there from the northern end. The offie coming in. So this is one thing that the teams would be doing, would be just deciding who's going to bowl the last 4 overs. This is Owen, Dan, isn't it? Owen?
It is.
Owen, yep.
Yeah, he bowled all 4 in a row brilliantly from this end yesterday, none for 13. Used differently today, of course. That was the attempted switch hit.
Premeditated, yeah. Did you get, yeah, did you get, must have got back to that.
53 off 43. Oh.
Outside off stump. No wide called. And at this stage of the game, very important to make connection. Bat to ball, boys.
Get his foot across, he needed to.
Let's get big at him. Looking at the toe end of the bat. And no one will be very happy with this. Try and get through this over quickly. Going to come around the wicket. Change the angle. Don't know why. Why? Jude, why are you doing that? You've just had 2 dot balls and maybe he's just looking for another variation, but his chance now to bowl into his arc. And that was a stumping. That would have been out, I believe. It's gone for buys. What do you think, Dan? Would that have been out?
I think so. He's missed a couple, Harry, hasn't he? I mean, wicket keeping's not easy. I operate my nose trying to wicket keep, so I'm the last person who can make a comment about it, Grant, and you're one of the best in the business, but it looked like he tried to snatch at that in his glee to get a stumping.
Well bowled. Right out his ground. Oh, he's got to take a look at it.
I reckon it was not out.
But they picked up, nice throw. Little high, which, yeah, he's well in. Doesn't have to take too much time over that one. By the time he took it, if it had been over the bails, oh, when do the bails come off? That's the question, isn't it?
We need the side. If we could get a side on view, we'd probably have a better idea. He was a bit cumbersome, wasn't he? I understand it's warm, but there's only 1 over to go. So, I mean, I just think you get through that over and then you can drink as much water as you want in between a change of innings. Unless, of course, and the umpires are outstanding, they're timing all the overs. They think that they're ahead of the game.
We're waiting for this replay. That's what they're doing. Not out. Okay. Play on.
Yeah.
Not out. Yeah, if the throw had been just a little bit more over the bails, it would have definitely been out. But in the act of bringing it from overhead high down, that was enough time for O'Leary to make his ground. But this is a good over. Look at this. Only 3 off it. One of those was a bye, a missed-stumping bye. So really good over by Owen. That's the arc I'm talking about.
Oh.
That's what I mean. Why, when he comes around the wicket, he opens up that opportunity for the right-hander, slightly different angle to hit in that slogger's arc. That's gone for 6, Jude. Let's see, the young fella thinks that he's doing the right thing by getting the ball well outside off stump, but the angle's different, and that means you can swing through and hit the 6.
Yeah, smashed it over cow corner. It's been a nice partnership, this has rescued them.
I really enjoyed that. 23 of 22, and we reach the last over. It's going to be bowled down this end by Safi, who yesterday also bowled the death overs. You want to, and he's a busy cricketer. He clearly loves his cricket. You want to give the ball to somebody who's got that sort of confidence about them and attitude about them, and this is his end. This is the end that he bowled nicely from yesterday.
Well, he and Sohail Safi put together a reasonable partnership that nearly dragged the Afghanistan Eagles home in the fading light against the Lincoln Lions last night, Grant.
Yeah.
So let's see what they can do with the laughs over the Warriors. Even a few swings and misses.
And this is what I mean, Dan. This is where they should be just saying to themselves, I've got to get back to ball. So if that means I've got to concentrate more on watching the ball out of the bowler's hand, trying to locate it off the pitch, whatever works for you. So I reckon he's going to look to give himself some space and try and hit the ball over or off. There's it's definitely a position over point if he can clear his hands and go over there.
And over short mid-wicket. Or even if he wants to, in between the two fielders in the deep. And it's just stopped, isn't it? A deep cover. By Armin again. That was a good piece of fielding. It pitched, luckily for the fielders. I thought that was going to go to the boundary, but another inside-out shot that he plays so well, Grant.
Yeah. He certainly did hit that inside out, and that nearly went for 6, but it was a good piece of fielding, chucking it down there. It's gone far enough, Dan. That's gone well and truly. That's on our roof.
Oh!
That's the sound of the ball on the roof. I don't know if you picked it up. Here it is, rolling back down. And it's going to get lodged, I reckon.
It will be. That's getting new ball. Someone will go and get it. It's a safe roof.
I've got a story for you, Dan.
You hit a 6 and hit the roof, did it?
No, much better than that. Tom Moody hit a 6 at the Gabba one day.
Yeah.
Got lodged like that, and I was in the press box. I got out and got it off the roof.
Did you really?
Yeah, one on YouTube star. I couldn't believe it. When I got out there, the whole hill was cheered because they thought, oh, there's the ball. We're going to have to get a replacement ball, blah, blah, blah. I'll show you on YouTube later.
So you got it straight away?
Went down and got it like that. Oh, shot. Picked out the fielder.
I was looking at the reaction of Payne and I thought, oh, he's mishit that. And then all of a sudden it's hit the roof.
Yeah. I didn't know he got it that well either, but he did. So look, 130. Wouldn't that be a good result? The build after.
Exactly the same as yesterday, the Afghanistan Eagles. They just leak runs at the end. Turn that into a full toss.
This goes to show you how important is wickets in hand and just get through those tough overs and then make hay when the sun shines towards the end, which is exactly what Payne's done. 63. This is matching the Farouk for value.
He moved across his stumps. He should have really, I think, just stayed still then, and he wasn't able to get near it. He's disappointed with himself.
Yeah, you don't like to see the last ball wasted, but there weren't, about 8, 9, 10 runs off that over. So 127 runs in 20 overs is the target for the Afghan Eagles. And it looked at one stage like they may not even got 100, but as you quite rightly said, I think they could 120, 130s on. Look at that.
It's a good performance. Yesterday, the Lankan Lions, Grant, made 132, and the Eagles finished with 128. So they need to make a similar score today to win their first game of the tournament.
Let's have a look at the scorecard. We've got Arana Cronenstone, he won. Ethan Campbell, the captain, 10. Jerome Robinson, the keeper, 9. Mohammed Asif, 1. But then Sam Payne, not out. 63 off 49, included 3 sixes and 6 fours. And Timothy O'Leary played a great support role. 24 off 23 with 1 4 and 2 sixes, Dan.
Of course, that massive 6 on the roof over long on was the highlight for Sam Payne. The bowling, Safi 16 dots, none for 21. Java Khalil, 15 runs, 3 for 15 was the pick of the bowlers. Nadir Nazif, 1 for 20 from his 4. Sajjad Khan, 1 for 25 from 3. Jude Owen, none for 23. And Sultan Kaka, none for 12. The dots, 33, 47, 56, 64, 71 dots from 120 legal deliveries, which is a pretty solid performance by the Afghanistan Eagles. But again, Grant, they might be a bit disappointed, like yesterday, that they just leaked a few runs in the back, 4 or 5 overs. But still, I think they're a chance of winning this.
And 15 extras, yeah, they're right in it.
So looking at the partnerships too, not much from the top order again, and the big one, of course, was at the end.
Yeah, look at that, 74 off 52.
Yeah.
That's a really great partnership. So, all right, we've got a good game. Game 1, day 3. Australian Cricket League 2020 under-19s. We'll be back for the run chase very shortly.
Yeah, I looked at this with that.
Yeah, we're about to see the run chase now from the Afghanistan Eagles. Woods did it all with the bat. Now he's going to open the bowling for the Kiwi Warriors. Nice start. Adam Wood. This must be the brother, is it? No, Adam, yes, I've got... Payne, of course. Sam Payne did it all with the bat. Now we got Wood, who bowled beautifully yesterday. Little slinging action, and he comes. Welcome back to Suhas.
Thank you so much, Grant. It's a little slinky action indeed. The way he loads and cocks his wrist as well and lets it go towards the end.
Gee, at one stage we thought the chase was only going to be like 85, but they did really well in the end, the Warriors, thanks to Sam Payne.
Absolutely, and Timothy also was able to clear a few.
Yeah, O'Leary batted well.
That did add respectability to the total, and the Kiwi Warriors would now believe they've got the bowling prowess to adjust to the conditions and ensure that Afghanistan Eagles are kept at bay.
Just had a little chat to O'Leary and Sam, and they complaining about the weather. Oh, it's very hot. It's really hot. Well, of course, it's damn cold over there in where they are from in Wellington, and they'll be feeling the heat a little bit. I said, no, Brisbane, this is in India. This is like balmy. This is cool.
The thing about Melbourne is that it gives you different moods with weather.
4 seasons in one day. Have you heard the song? I think we've had this conversation before, so that's 4 seasons in one day, easily. But we've got some consistency. And further to O'Leary, he's very disappointed. One of the commentators said he could play prop. And I think he's a big, strong-looking fella, but he said, no, he's a winger.
That'll go through. The outfield is quickened. It's going to be for much needed. Now Judo ends off the mark, and in some style indeed.
Or his coach, or they selected him on the wing, and he's won the 100 metres at school. So I know wingers are big these days. He said he's about 100 and something, 8 kilos or something. So there we go. We'll correct the. He's not a forward. Plays in the backs. Can also bat. Good cricketer. And he along with Sam Payne have kept his team in this game.
Ooh, that was a wake-up call. Adam Wood. This was a result of what happened just a ball ago. Adam Wood wasn't happy with the boundary. End of the over, 6 for no loss.
Yeah, we like to see that. Like to see a little bit of aggression. Just to the batters thinking or feeling that they're going to get down the wicket to them. Think again. And what do we get off the first over? Suhas, no wicket for 6. That was that lovely square drive for 4. And after they had trouble getting going this morning, the Kiwi Warriors finished strongly. But this is Suhas, as you were making your way to the ground yesterday, this is one part of the Kiwi Warriors game that they did extremely well. This left arm orthodox from the southern end. There's 3 really good tight bowlers, and they were bowling into a little bit of a bare patch. Now, there's a few bare patches down that northern end, but they're adopting the same attack in this game.
Slip in place. Can the same attack provide same results? Should be taken. Yes, easily done. It's a soft dismissal. What a start for Tomar. Not easy to be bowling in the power play. The spinner has provided the wicket first up.
And he's looking at the end of his bat because that's exactly where the ball hit. A big difference between hitting the ball closer to the middle and right at the toe of the bat, because it just doesn't go anywhere. It's a dead part of the bat. And we could just see as the captain came around, he had that under control right from the time he saw it. Just moved nicely to his right, took it comfortably, and that's an early wicket, just what the Warriors were looking for. So the new batsman, Zaki Mirne, Tomar the bowler, and a wicket with his first ball. Now going to come around the wicket to the right hand up.
Oh, really well bowled by Tomar. You got to enjoy the spin bowling. If you're a lover of spin bowling, you're going to enjoy Tomar's bowling. I think Tomar is reassurance, Grant. Tomar is reassurance that a finger spinner is very much accommodated even in the most innovative formats of our sports. Of our sport, cricket.
Beautifully pitched right arm.
Look at the
finger spin.
The efficacy.
And the other thing too, Suresh, is that they get through their overs so quickly.
Absolutely. Well, searching for the second run here, searching for the run. 4 dot deliveries, one of them a wicket. What a start for Tomar in the power play. And the wide delivery. Everything was going well. He was on course of generating a wicket maiden for all you know. Oh, he's got him again. This is unbelievable. Zaki Mirane throws his bat at it. And Tomar generates the inside edge. That stump is without a bail.
As we saw in the last innings, wide the ball before, extra ball, better gets out on the last ball, chopped on. Tomar, what a start, 2 for 1 of his first over.
Seven for 2 after Mirane departs without troubling the scorers.
What a dream start there from Tomar. Right arm, finger spinning off spinner. Kakar, the next batter in, joins Jude Owen. And Owen did say to us earlier this morning, felt the reflection on the innings yesterday that had one of the top 3 just stayed in for the duration, they would have got those runs. So I'd say he'd be looking to do that, Owen.
Adam Woods got a good bouncer, this time a little straying down the offside. That angle as well is helping him to generate that lethal bouncer. Too much bounce, perhaps, this time. Yeah, it was too much bounce. Shouldn't have said string around the offside. It's a slingy action, and it's the arm comes a little later than expected.
Yeah, which is can be a bit deceiving when if you haven't faced this type of action before or not very often. It's one of its strengths is that you don't get to see the ball in its full arc. It's held behind the bowler's arm, and so when you're trying to watch the ball, you've got less time to actually locate it. Unlike some of the conventional bowling where the ball goes up, you watch it as a batsman, then it comes around and you watch the whole arc. What actually happens here, which is to the advantage of the bowler, when you have a slightly slinging action, the ball is actually out of sight from the batsman until it actually hits the top of the arc. And that real speed, that can make a difference.
Absolutely. We'll ask Dan because this is a good shot. Terrific effort. Keeps it in play and making the Eagles work for their runs. Payne has done everything. First he'll score the runs with a bat and then stop the runs when the opposition's turn comes up to bat.
Oh, the world is always so much better when you get runs as a batter. And it actually filters then down through the rest of your game often. He's out there sweeping. They'll be feeling the heat out there, the boys. They've got their black on. They're very smart looking black of New Zealand.
He's hit that straight to the fielder in the inside the circle. Still that single is possible. This is good running between the wickets, but that wasn't without resistance. I thought the direct hit would have been a different story altogether.
And the way he went about that's the captain. Just reminding me of, and this is a big compliment, Jonty Rhodes, the way he ran around, picked up and threw in one action there. Clearly a really top sportsman.
Interviewed him recently in New Delhi.
You did?
When he'd come for the launch of one of the leagues.
This fella? Sorry. Oh, Johnny Rhodes.
Jonty.
I was going to say, gee, he's getting around the young captain of the Kiwi. Right, Johnny Rhodes, yep, sorry. How was it? Good?
He downplayed it.
Oh, did he?
We told him that he's become synonym of good fielding. And that is struck well. Sultan Kakar, he means business. What a way to start.
I was at the Gab of the day that in the World Cup where he's picked up the ball. Let's have a look at this great shot. All eye. Very little feet movement. Just cleared his front leg there to get that, access that down the ground shot. But Rhodes picked up the ball, Suas, from gully, and the player was out of his crease and he dived at the stumps and crash tackled the stumps as he took the ball.
We'll ask Dan, I was going to tell you that, we'll ask Dan, how did Tomo bowl?
Oh, I watched him
Is
bowl.
it similar to Adam Wood's release? 3 overs later, 15 for 2.
Yeah. Tomo's main difference was the way that he skipped through the crease. Whereas Woods is sort of very deliberately placing his feet. Whereas Tomo, his feet actually crossed over. His back foot actually went past his front foot as he step, crossover at the crease, and then that slinging action. It's very similar at delivery, at release. Dan asked me about Tomo yesterday, and he was finishing his career as I was kind of starting mine, thank goodness, and then get to face him, which was great.
Good delivery this. Now, JP Tomar versus the left-handers would be so much more fun to watch. Taking the ball away from the lefties, slip and plays.
Very optimistic shot there, even though I think it was mainly all bat. Maybe glove.
Yeah, glove first. Hasn't he been excellent, Javid Tomar?
Yeah, he's just bowling at that right line and right speed. Really hard to get away at that speed.
The fact that he's not scared of bowling in the power play.
Yeah. Making the batter do all the work.
Now to the righty. Slip fades away. That means more protection inside the circle on the off. 4 men inside the circle on the off. But there is a long on in place. Who will get there but would kick it away for 4. Tomar is very unhappy. But what a good shot this is. Good counter attack. Did everything right. But then couldn't hold on to that ball. I don't think Tomar had any problems with the way he came in. The rhythm was there, but it's a fair warning to Owen not to steal an inch. That is a good shot. That's a lovely shot from Sultan Kakar. It's the 3rd boundary of his. Dealing in boundary, Sultan. And this time towards the right of the man at long on. What a good shot. We've seen some excellent trading shots already from Sultan Kakar. 4 overs gone, 24 for 2.
That was a bit of a pressure release, wasn't it? 2 for 24 or 4 now. They're starting to make their way into this run chase, Kakar and Owen. 12 or 4, Kakar. Very good. And Owen, if he sticks to his comment from the opening of the game, start of the game, then he's going to try and bat long and be the anchor.
Path Bassi. He can confuse the batters with the pace and the lack of it. He's got a good slower delivery as well. Filings inside the circle now. Over the infield. This is brilliant from Jude Owen.
Yeah, nice shot. Followed through right in the middle of the bat, this one. Just down a little low, but certainly enough to clear the infield and reap the rewards. Look at the helicopter Suhas.
Featuring a bit of Dhoni in ACL. Oh, that is a cracking hit. Which one was better, asked Jude Owen. Path Bassi is not finding the right length to be bowling to Jude.
Let's have a look at the replay. Front foot down the wicket and the nice placement of that one over the short cover, or the cover just on the circle there, and down for 4. Nice shot.
We've seen a flurry of boundaries now from Kakar first and now Owen back to back. Did get a foot to it, and that's what slowed the ball down enough for Bohr to come around. Third man's inside the circle. Fine legs inside the circle as well. He's got a ball straighter. Then it's half an opportunity. I thought it was carrying.
He did a good job to stop it in the end because it was going pretty quickly. Kakari knows how to find the middle of the bat.
Oh well, what happened there? I thought he was trying to whip the bails off. Short fine leg is saying this is not what I signed up for, but I'll collect the ball anyway.
Look at him practicing it a few times here, Rob. So look at that. That's fantastic. I love the look. That he took it so well, standing up over the stumps, and then goes to throw. Nearly, wouldn't that be funny if it went to the boundary? That would have been 4 buys.
4 buys. At least the keeper for a reason could have been blamed with buys. 33 for 2.
Haven't seen that before, Dan, have you? That's a first when they took it really cleanly, went to shy over the bails, and then he ends up throwing the ball away. No harm done. No run conceded.
You could try that 100 times, Grant. He'll never do it again.
Here's a left-arm orthodox that I mentioned earlier. He fella started the Boer, is it?
Boer. He bowled beautifully.
He did.
He was the opening bowler from this end yesterday.
I think if my memory serves me correctly, he was the man of the match too.
Flat delivery. And he poked at it, Owen. 17 off 17 he's got. And Sultan Kakar, 12 off 6. They lost those 2 early wickets and starting to build a good response now. 2 for 33. They need 94 in 89 deliveries. Boer again. And Owen in the air once more, finds a gap as he used his feet and flicked it beautifully between mid-wicket and long on.
Let's take a look at the replay. Yeah, lovely shot. Controlled shot. Oh, just out of the reach of the mid-on. But it was the controlled shot that reaped the rewards there for Owen.
Very good player, isn't he? 21 off 19. That's a flat delivery. Dragged away. Oh, he's been dropped at mid-on. He didn't get that at all. And unfortunately, it has found its way to the boundary. He obviously hit it hard enough, and it's gone through the fingers of the fielder at mid-on, who maybe, let's look at the replay, Grant.
Yeah, it's dragged down. It was a ball that you normally wouldn't be expecting to get a wicket with, but a mishit was enough to hit it straight to mid-on, and it went through his fingers. And as the Kiwi coach said to us earlier, the old saying, catches win matches, and now they've moved 8 inside the circle. The captain looks like he's come down to long on.
2 for 37. Living dangerously, Owen. He drives the next one down to mid-off.
Owen gets a chance on 25. Will we reflect on that?
Do you think that mid-on should have been a bit further up and he might have judged it better, or even a bit further back?
Oh, he couldn't have gone to him more better, to be honest. It was just above eye height. You want it about there when your ball's coming out. It was going quickly, let's not suggest it wasn't, but just above your eye line is where you like to take them, and because you watch it right in there. But what a lot of people do is what happened then is just take your eye off the ball at the last moment when it's up there. And that's a moment, certainly a moment in the run chase.
Well, it was travelling because there was the ricochet that's gone through and hit the rope for a boundary. Boer again, and this is steered by Bakar, no run. No Jake Smith today, of course, so one of the key players out for the Afghanistan Eagles, and won't play the last match of the day in the quirky draw that they've been presented with. The 6th over at 2 for 42. Swings across the line, but didn't get it.
I think the conditions have really suited the Afghan Eagles here, so there's no excuses for not chasing this down. Just a little bit tacky this morning as the moisture was coming through the wicket. A little bit tough to bat on first up, and then as we saw the tail end or the later order of the Kiwi Warriors then made the most of the conditions improving, drying out, and set a reasonable total, but now it looks like it's batting's much easier. So it's in the hands now of the Afghan Eagles batters.
So do you think in between matches, as you've discussed, and we've spoken to Ash Barrow about it, who's an umpire and also a curator, being Merry Creek soil, that there will be, that Luke will give it a sprinkle in between matches and then roll it quickly, or he won't be able to? As you say, the Merry Creek soil needs a decent sprinkle, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, to retain a little bit of moisture, but I don't think he will. I think we've seen what's going to happen with it today pretty much already.
Ethan Campbell's in the attack and operating from the far end today.
Yep. Left arm orthodox, the skipper of the New Zealand Warriors. Captained the team extremely well so far.
Yeah, very good captain. Gives it air, and it's driven nicely. Again by Owen. And down to long off. Sam Payne, the star, with a very good half century to help set up a total that they could bowl at, which was 126. The Warriors looking to remain undefeated in this comp.
Before you came on down, I mentioned I spoke to both the boys who got the runs, and hot. It's hot out there. It's hot out there, which it is. But even hotter if you're not used to the hot weather, like they wouldn't be.
Especially at this time of the year. I mean, it's autumn. And I know there's been a lot of test matches played in New Zealand at this time of the year, and often players got 2, 3, 4 jumpers on Grant.
Yep.
He spears that one in, and it's worked away, flicking it nicely through the onside.
And there is young O'Leary, just picked up the ball, then fielded. Very disappointed. I called him a prop. He said, coach wants to play me on the wing. He said, I won the 100 metres at school. He said, what are you doing calling me a prop? I said, he's 108 kilos, but obviously wingers are big fellas these days.
Oh.
Look at this bloke. He's strong as. The big arms. We wouldn't be out of play. Well, in Australia, maybe I'm using Australian standards, not Kiwi standards.
He'd be an inside mid in AFL footy with a body like that.
Righto.
Yeah.
So why don't you play outside centre then? He said, because I'm not skillful enough. He's being overly modest, of course. You'd have plenty of skill.
They are big boys, aren't they? Ooh.
Geez, I'd have him in prop in my sides. How would that be a fast prop? Write your own ticket. Quick to the breakdowns. Do all the tough work that they do in the...
I worry about their ears, Grant.
Yeah.
They're cauliflower ears, but they can obviously still hear out of them.
Yeah, but you're quite right. The cartilage in the ear can just completely basically explode and look like a cauliflower. So he obviously wants to retain his good looks. That's why he doesn't want to go and play in the forwards.
Well, I'm not going to make a comment about that because I've got a very good head for radio. That's why you don't see me doing the presentations, because I would scare all our audience away on Set Sports
stop it.
Around the world.
Stop it.
7 overs, 2 for 44. Boer to continue. And this partnership is building after losing those 2 early wickets to put them on the back foot, the Eagles. Gives it air, and he sort of stretched at that one and lent at that one, not moving his feet. A bit like the way O'Leary batted early in his innings today. Needing 83 off 77. The Afghanistan Eagles. And this is in the air and will be caught. And there's our man. Got a good pair of hands, O'Leary. Takes the catch at long on, straight down his throat. Disappointing ending for Kaka. He's thrown his wicket away. He tossed it up, Boer, and he probably beat him in flight a bit.
Yep, didn't quite get it. It's probably the shorter of the boundaries here, and if you can get it, well, as we saw earlier, Payne hit one on the roof. But yeah, good catch, our man O'Leary. He shows us there he's got good skills, and yeah, Kaka, who was going super well. You just get a feeling they're going to get momentum and then lose a wicket, get momentum, lose a wicket, as can happen when you to undertake these run chases. But boy, he's been a terrific bowler so far. Don't waste the water, boys.
No, just watching young Payne. He squirted the water bottle at his teammate. Look, it might help him a little bit, but
kill you down.
Yeah, a little bit. How do you think Wood bowled today? The Jeff Thompson look-alike.
Yeah, I like to see a bit of heat, bouncer. Then he went back on line and length, and Nasri, the new Abdul and Nasri.
3 for 44. I reckon the Whiz-Viz is 60-40 New Zealand's way now.
Oh, got an early Whiz-Vigs call there from Dan.
What depends on Jude Owen. He needs to do what Sam Payne did when they lost early wickets. The Warriors, he hung in there and just got better and better. Still can't believe that 60 he hit on the roof. I thought he didn't get any of it, looking at his reaction. Boer. That's short and dragged out, and might have got it away from the fielder who's at backward square. That went a bit finer. That's a disappointing first ball from Boer to the new batter, allowing him to get some confidence. Nazari.
Just exactly what you're looking for when you're the new batter to the crease. Something straying wide down leg side. And they're bringing someone in to cover that. Not sure about bringing fielders in to cover bad bowling, unless he's going to start a leg side theory. Why would you do that? I'm not sure why you'd do that either. So it's not sure what's happening with that one.
See, there's easy singles inside the circle on the offside. They're very deep. And that's down the leg side.
So there you go, down leg side, and it's called wide.
It's well taken. The bails were dismantled.
Yeah, we've got a leg side theory going on here, which is the margin for error is not great. You hit it, you bowl into middle stump, and it's easily dealt with taking that on the onside, working with the angle. Leg stump off the legs, go anywhere, and there's also a chance of bowling wide, which is what just happened then.
So he did whip the bails off Robinson as we have a look at that, but he's certainly at the back foot anchored. And they took that upstairs to have a look at it, but really, that surprised me, to be honest.
None of us are going to be upset if the umpires just make a decision from what they see and
No.
bring everything up for when they're not sure. And they've umpired extremely well.
Three for 49 in the eighth. Boer gives it air, and he tried to drive and he missed it. Grabbed on the second attempt by Robinson. Very impressed with his keeping yesterday. Quite got going with the bat yet. Flatter deliver, hit on the pad. That's, gee, pretty close, I thought.
Let's take a look at the replay of this. Like, that must have hit him just outside off, I think, because he did him with his arm ball. A high, and height's probably an issue.
That's true. Yep.
Yep, very close.
Top of the pad, wasn't it?
Deceived him.
This is swung away and safe for 6. Just gave that a little bit more air.
Just not sure about why we've changed from what was working yesterday. Maybe it's because the wicket at that end isn't as receptive to turn, and so he's gone to arm ball theory. As I said, the margins for error are much lower when you're bowling like that, and as you can see, that wasn't that difficult to actually find the boundary, over the boundary.
That wasn't the worst over of all time, but he's conceded a boundary and a 6.
Yeah,
plus a wicket.
He's bowled flat, so
yeah,
spinner bowling flat's only at that 90, 95k mark, which these guys can take care of pretty easily. So you've got to get everything right.
3 for 88. Sorry, 3 for 88. 3 for 55 after 8. Hasn't had much of the strike for a little while, Owen. Not affecting him too much as he lofts into vacant territory on the onside, and it pitches just inside the boundary will be collected.
And he's found a nice little pocket out there between long on and deep mid wicket. Nice placement.
Took the pace off the shot a bit too to allow it to...
Yep, just chipped it.
Yeah. Chip is the right word, isn't it? 29 from 26 for Jude Owen. Didn't bowl as well today as he did yesterday, but still okay. It's the 9th over. Campbell with him again, a flatter ball, and he flicks it away over the infield on the onside out to deep mid wicket. For 30 now. We're starting Grant to get some decent scores individually in this tournament. 4 half centuries now after Sam Payne's excellent effort today.
Yeah.
Farouk's got 2 of them. And of course Mishra batted beautifully on the opening day for the Afghan Leopards.
Nashri back on strike. First time at this southern end.
10 from 4 for him so far. Only a runner ball required now. He swings this in the air and it should be caught, comfortably caught. Soft dismissal again and mid-wicket comes into play. Don't know what he was trying to do with that shot. He's looking to maybe cute it a bit and he just picked out the fielder.
Take a look at the replay. Yeah, it was a scoop. Scoop shot, which you have to get really well to clear the boundary. That boundary, what would you say, Dan, is that 70, 80 metres away? What would you, 190 maybe?
Well, that's the long boundary, of course. For
yeah. And it went about 70 of that, so it's one of those sort of in-between shots around for maybe 1 or 2 and not lose his wicket.
4 for 58 now. Good catch in the deep by the opener, Cronin Stone, for the Kiwi Warriors. So, Harry Lees, who's played for New South Wales Country, the wicket keeper.
He batted nicely for a while yesterday, didn't he? Righto, Harry, over to you. Just taking out middle guard by looks or 2 legs. Middle guard. Left hand up. He's dealing with a deep cover, deep long on and a deep backward square leg and a deep mid wicket. No, he's going to bring the offside field in now. It's good.
Wide of the off stump, that's too wide. So an extra run on the board and another ball to be delivered. 4 for 59. It's a drag down the leg side. And Lees manages to leg glance that one. No protection. Down to the boundary for 4 through fine leg.
Yep, real drag down. Won't be at all happy with that, Ethan. Look at that. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Lost all his shape as he came in to deliver. It looked like his front arm dropped away badly. Keep concentrating.
Campbell again.
That's better.
Yeah, that was good.
That's better. Back on concentration again. This is when you're a captain and you're setting a field and your mind's everywhere, trying to process everything at once, and sometimes you forget to do what your job is at the time, and that is to deliver a dot ball.
Lots of gaps on the onside. He wasn't sure where that was in, Lees. It sort of dropped away, slightly behind the wicket, and when you're at the non-striker's end, you learn in junior cricket that it's your job to call, and Owen does. He hasn't had a lot of the strike in recent times. Jude Owen, the set player, 30 off 27. And Lees is 5 off 3. 9 gone, 4 for 64. Still think New Zealand maybe 55-45 now to win this, for what it's worth.
Yeah, well, 63, 66 balls, so they're less than a run a ball. Current run rate's just over 7. And required just under 6, so you'd think, but having said that, they have lost 4 wickets, and we know what wickets can do to a dressing room.
There's the drone. Having a look at our venue. Linvale Cricket Club. Done a great job.
Okay, who have we got here? Number 16 coming into the attack.
This is Saad Asif. That's a beautiful cricket shot. And it goes right over the head of the fielder at long on. That is smashed away with authority.
And when you're seeing them okay, clearly, like, let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, doesn't overextend himself. Beautiful timing. Take the new bowler on, don't you, Asif? Well done, Lees.
11 off 4. That's better bowling, and just popped up a little bit, and he managed to push into the onside.
If these two are there at the end, Dan, it's 90-10.
Oh.
Win Viz. But still a long way to go.
Tough now, as far as I'm concerned. He drives down the ground, and that's 4 runs. Long on was a bit square. That went pretty straight, almost the on drive. Hit to perfection, a little bit in the air, but always pretty safe.
So the replay down the ground. Not very risky at all.
Got his foot to the pitch. Good dancing.
Yeah, no shot played.
No.
Dead ball.
Yeah. Thought that's what was going to happen. It's an interesting delivery, wasn't it? That it was sort of on the leg stump and he just allowed it to hit the body. Yeah, 53 and 63. It's changing again. Favour of the Eagles now. He tried to drive that really hard, but that sort of was right up in the block hole. And didn't get it where he wanted it. Looks at the base of the bat and says, I got it there, I didn't want it there. Gives it air. And it's steered back to the bowler, no run. So he fought back well then. Grant's having a rest. Splendid in his shorts today. He's got the chicken legs, the great man. It's taken him a long way with his running. 4 for 74. Suhas is not dressed for the occasion in regard to the weather. He's certainly dressed for the occasion to broadcast on television. It's pretty warm out there, son. 15 to Lees off 9, 30 from 27 for Owen. It's 4 for 74 after 10, and we've got a carbon copy of the New Zealand innings for the recovery after a slow start. Or the Kiwi Warriors innings, I should say.
Who's going to be the campaign here for Afghanistan Eagles? Is it going to be Jude Orbit?
I think it might be, although Harry Lees has been good, 15 off 9. The problem is, and I say this a bit, I get concerned when a batter who's set doesn't get much of the strike for a little while, and that's been Jude Owen's situation for the last couple of overs or so,
right.
Suhas. I'm sure these young men will be watching what they can anyway of the semi-final tonight in the Champions Trophy. India are already through, they beat Australia. Been set up for them, of course. But that's a story for another day. Well, I think it's been set up for them. 4 for 74. New bowler.
Now Ethan Campbell, the captain, he's got to... Now wait a minute.
No, it's certainly not Ethan
Campbell
Campbell.
was the one who bowled the previous one.
It's
Correction.
Shivam Mystery. I'll get some runs here. Wanders behind the wicket. It's interesting action.
There's something about a leg spinner.
Yeah.
No matter which stage of the game he comes up, he always got something up his sleeve that keeps everyone excited. Especially in under 19. Oh.
He stretched at that, didn't he? Didn't look great off the bat from Owens, but he managed to get it along the ground, which is important, and down to long off.
What are the variations that Shivan's got over here? I initially thought he was going to bowl leg spin.
Gives it air and Lees plays it back to him. His non-bowling arm comes up, almost like a claw a bit, if you watch it. Now Lees slog sweeps.
The coach Ankur Bassi has been working really hard with the boys here.
Yeah, he has.
And when you talk about the under 19 cricket, these cricketers at an impressionable age as well, so it's easier to mould them. But having said that, you got to admire the fact that someone like Ankur Bassi is not going to force a cricketer to change or mend his ways or become more technically prowess. What he does, or what he subscribes to, Dan, is to assist the player in becoming better by not reducing his gifts. If someone is unorthodox, let him be.
Don't change the action unless there's an injury.
There you go.
Yeah.
So in a bid to become repetitive and to get an action that is repetitive, don't take away the X factor that the player comes with. I think that's a great thought to have. And it's something that the other coaches can think about as well. 78 for 4.
And I saw him yesterday, and you and Grant commentated him earlier in the innings today. Young Wood from New Zealand, who bowls like Jeff Thompson.
Right.
It's a unique action, but it obviously works for him.
There you go.
And he looks like it's been natural for him right from the word go.
Now think about it. In world cricket, had the coaches intervened too much, we wouldn't have a Bumrah today.
No.
We wouldn't have a Lasith Malinga today.
We wouldn't have had Max Walker, the tangles, bowling off the wrong foot.
You called him frog in the blender.
That was Paul Adams.
That's Paul Adams.
Yeah. Well,
Frog in the blender.
One of the teams has got a bowler who bowls a bit like that, where his head is looking not at the bowler in
the batter.
Competition, not at the batter, I should say. He's looking at the field. Paul Adams was more pronounced than that, of course. New over here, and getting a top edge on the advance is Harry Lees. Down to third man. And this has been some good bowling by Javier Tomar. So you've got to admire Campbell. He's ringing the changes with his spinners. He's got a plethora of them.
Really well bowled by Javier.
I mean, Bumrah is the most interesting action I have ever seen. The cocking of the wrist, the use of the rotator cuff. Now this is a switch hit and it's a good one. Flying over third man. Pass backward point to the boundary for 4. It's a good shot when you get it right. It's obviously low percentage when you don't.
Not easy to be playing this against Tomar, who's changing his pace ever so slightly. But he believed in his abilities. Third man inside the circle still had to be put away.
Then you had the pure action of Dennis Lilly. Suhas.
What do you think about Sohail? Oh, well. Again, it is not something he wants to do, Tomar. But he is quite content letting the batter know, Harry Lees, that he is not allowed to steal an inch.
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't like it, but it's obviously in the rules of the game.
I like it.
Do you? I don't.
I don't like the fact that it's called mun cutting. I like everything else about it.
No.
Why should you be allowed an inch? And I don't like the warning concept as well. There you go.
You think they should be out?
Absolutely.
I certainly think they deserve a warning.
Why would they deserve a warning? All right. If I were the bowler, do I get away with my first no ball as a warning? It's still a no ball if I overstep. Then why should somebody else be allowed to steal an inch? That's going to allow him to complete a run. 83 for 4 will keep the chat alive.
Well, when I was umpiring, I'd always say, and again it was only club level, watch your front foot, particularly with young boys. Watch your front foot. I'd give them 2 or 3 chances. Watch your front foot, and then the 4th time, I'd say I'd have to. This young boy bowled 7 in a row where he was front foot, and I had to no ball him 3 times. And then his dad pulled me aside. He said, well, what are we going to do to get through the over? I said, well, he's just going to... And we had to teach him to come back 2 metres.
All I can say is the young boy is very lucky.
To
have got away with so many no balls. And I don't think back when you were umpiring, the free hit existed, did it?
No.
It did.
It's not that long ago. How old do you think I am?
I don't know.
Well, I'm 56, for those that need to know. They get a run here at the start of a new over. The Eagles just working it away through the onside. Lots of gaps there. Good partnership building here. Owen on 35. He swings long and high.
I am very surprised that he didn't go for the catch there, Payne.
Yes, what happened there? Did he lose it?
I don't know, 42 or 46. You need to make something happen. You need to be proactive. And as a fielding side, half an opportunity like that, you need to convert them.
He mishit it a bit then, Owen, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's got 36 off 36.
That's a good ball.
It is. Lees able to steer it down to the aforementioned Payne, who batted beautifully today, and a good partnership with the well-built Timothy O'Leary. Very Irish name, that. Like Dan Lonigan, very Irish name, that. My father from Ireland, Suhas.
That is struck well.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot, isn't it? Attempting to take an Aussie rules type mark from cow corner. It's a good effort by the fielder. I've got a feeling he might have almost fell on the ropes down there on the cushions. He's okay.
He took a tumble, yes, but would have been better if he would have taken the catch too. Oh, tried his level best. That's not easy. There was elevation on it. Now he'll sit and protest, but that ball has flown away.
That sort of landing can cause you to innocuously injure your ACL, your knee.
That's not the kind of ACL we like. The only kind of ACL we like is called Aussie Cricket League.
Correct. Seen a lot of Australian rules footballers get injured like that. Just an innocuous injury, and they're out for 12 months. Big 6 by Owen, 42.
Again, under 19, you're expecting bodies to be thrown around a bit more.
Yeah, 4 for 94, driven fluently again. And they're picking up plenty of runs here. He's obviously trying to vary his flight and his pace. And the bowler here.
Oh, good ball.
is Mystery. That was a good delivery. Mystery by name, mystery by nature with that delivery. That's the sort of thing Suhas normally says. One step ahead of you, my friend.
93 for 4. Well done, Dan.
13 overs gone. You know that's the first sign of madness when you laugh at your own jokes. And
That's
now,
good.
Now I've got the win viz going and I've got it 60-40. It's quickly changed in
64 in favour of?
Eagles.
Eagles.
Ah, definitely. This partnership has been very, very handy between Owen and Lees.
So we've got Dagriel Estate Victoria, who've recently opened their office in Dubai as well. And we've got Exclusive Migration, of course, is one of the sponsors. Thank you so much. And now we've got WinViz by Dan.
Well, they're not really sponsors. Again, club down the ground. And I think as it got past the fielder, it has. I thought he had a chance to stop that one. The fielder long on, but it got past him.
Very frustrating, this.
It wasn't hit all that hard, but Asif wasn't able to haul it in right in front of us.
Tomar has taken a bit of a tap towards the last 2 overs
has.
of his. Very different from what it was in the first 2.
Tomar in again. And he steers it nicely, giving himself room. He's certainly showing the stumps when he's batting a lot, moving away to that leg side, Jude Owen, but it's been a nice innings. 47 off 40, hoping to become the 5th half-century maker. The 4th player to make a half-century because Farouk has made 2 of them for the Sultans. Having a brilliant tournament.
Yeah, isn't he a treat to watch? Farouk.
Although he has been battling a bit for St Kilda, his club side, in first and seconds this year. Again, steering it away, giving himself room, but just picking out cover. Sort of following him a little bit as he darts it in or keeps it low here, Tomar. A bit better the back half of this over. And that's a nice shot. Down to long on by the inform Jude Owen, the rock star. Love the name. 48 off 43. Last ball of 14th. And getting tougher by the minute for the Warriors unless they get a breakthrough here. Lees, beaten, stumped. No, he got back in time. Good piece of work by Robinson, who's been pretty solid behind the sticks. Like his namesake, Richie Robinson, who played 3 tests for Australia, not as a wicket keeper but as a batter, but a very good wicket keeper batsman for Victoria for many years. Yeah, he had that back foot anchored, I think. Or did he?
Worth an appeal for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're having a look now.
98 for 4. Alright, 29 in 36 balls. Things seem to be under control for the Eagles.
Yeah. Run rate required, Suhas, is 4.83. 29
that's
off
thanks
36.
to Jude Owen,
Yeah.
who dropped anchor. 48 of 43 still out there. Harry Lees at one stage was striking very, very cleanly. Now is slowed down, Harry Lees.
When players have made runs, they've generally made runs when they've got good support at the other end, and we're getting another example of that. So, just about every bowler being used. I think this is the all-rounder who made the runs earlier today, Sam Payne. We'll just confirm that. No, it's not. It's Adam Wood.
Good thinking by the captain. Bringing on Wood. We've talked about his action being a little difficult to pick as well. At the moment, Kiwi Warriors know the importance of breaking this partnership. 48 for Jude Owen. What an innings he's playing. Harry Lees has been slowed down, yes. But he's still out there.
Doesn't matter that much, provided Owen just keeps ticking it over, which he is.
Owen's got to go straight if that's in his wheelhouse.
Gets this one on leg stump that he forces around the corner and moves to... No, he doesn't move to 49. but the total does move because it's a leg by.
The Afghanistan Eagles have come back really well.
And they weren't far away yesterday, so they'd be quite happy, and then they have a rest now.
Oh, they did have their moments in that game as well.
They did. They did. First 10 overs, the way they bowled, Sri Lanka just was squeezed, weren't they? Now he just completely lost his way there, down the leg side for a wayward wide. And the 100 comes up now for the Eagles, 4 for 100. I was saying yesterday, Suhas, regarding young Adam's action, Jeff Thompson, you couldn't see it. It was right behind his arm. You can with Adam. That's one difference. That's a good delivery. Fending outside the off-stump Lees to one that came right across him, the left-hander, and he wasn't far away from nicking that one through to Robinson. And to me, he's just bowling within himself in this heat. He was a bit quicker yesterday.
Wood is lanky as well. Does that help with the arm speed?
Probably does.
It's got to help with the bounce for sure. Oh, it's got him!
Yeah.
That is what you need to get rid of a set batter. A pinpoint Yorker. Lee's flummoxed. 5 down for 100.
That's a brilliant delivery, isn't it? Well done, young fella. Thoroughly deserved. Yeah. And Lee's just dropped his bat in frustration. Not.
Reminds me a little bit of Stark bowling to Ben Stokes.
Correct. Wasn't in anger, but just in frustration. That was just too good for him. Just, I mean, the stumps weren't even disturbed. The bail just fell off. It hit the base of the stumps. I love the Tony Gregg's Sandshoe Crusher back in Brisbane 1974. Tomo got him. One of the most famous dismissals in international cricket. Still famous all these years later, Suhas. Over 50 years ago now. So that might just help the Warriors in regard to their psyche. Could they think there's an opening now that leaves the man who's played the sheet anchor role as gone?
I think it's Jude Owen who's still playing the sheet anchor's role. Lees was...
You think so?
Yes, Lees was the one providing the extra pair of hands for Jude Owen. Lees at one stage was attacking too well and then suddenly slowed down. Sajjad Khan has done his bit with the ball in hand. Now, if he can provide the finishing touches with the bat, he would have done well. Required rate of subdued 5.06.
Good captaincy by Ethan Campbell too as he's stacking the offside. He's sort of in a catching position at cover. Point. Outside the off stump. Good bowling by Wood. And it's 5 for 100 near the end of the 15th over. So current run rate is 6.74. The run rate required 5.23 and they need 27 off 31. So they're getting pretty close here to putting it beyond doubt. Grant comes back in. And Owens 48 off 45. Sajjad Khan faced just one.
What's your win, Viz, Dan?
80-20. Favour of the Eagles. Hasn't that changed since we were last on?
Yeah.
Here's Wood again. And down the leg side, another wide. That won't help their cause in regard to the win, Viz. 81-19 now. 5 for 101.
And the tick is just a little, like a little click over, does it? Like a tick over your win, Viz. I can feel it ticking over in your head there. 81, 90, 19.
It's not ticking over, it's rattling. Rattling. Another one again. He just can't get it right in this over, the young man. Bar one delivery, which was as good a ball as I think we're likely to see all tournament. Did you see the stumps? They did not move, Grant.
No. Have you ever considered stand-up, Dan? I think you could do some stand-up comedy.
I think I would clear the room in 1 second. I'd be as funny as something in an elevator, Grant, I think. Here's Wood again. He's got to try and get online. And he does. Fills for LBW. A little bit high.
Yep.
Yeah. If you don't ask, you never know. So 15 gone. 5 for 102. 25 needed from 30 deliveries.
You know what I like about this, Dan? When we spoke, you and I spoke to Judd Oman this morning. He said we needed someone to bat through, and we didn't get one of our top 3 players to bat through. And so I thought, okay, just tuck that away in my memory and just saying, well, let's see if that's what he can do today.
Harry Lee said the same thing, didn't he?
And that's exactly what he's done. So they've learnt from their game yesterday. They've taken that away, and they're applying it. Now Sam Payne coming into the attack. The man who got the runs for the New Zealand Warriors and gave them something to protect.
And as I said, Grant, I mean, it's been some good batting performances with a few half centuries now, a couple of 40s, but generally when a player's got runs in the tournament, at least one or another player stayed with them. We saw obviously Lee's for a little while. Farouk's had a couple of partners in his 2 half centuries. Mishra was the same. To take us home for ball by ball in this game. Former star North's opening bat in the Premier Cricket in Brisbane. Played in a couple of flags up there. Opened with the great Robbie Kerr. He should have played a lot of Test cricket for Australia, but it's a story for another day, and he played the 2. Might have been picked at the wrong time as well.
I agree with that, totally.
Here's Grant O'Hara.
Just down leg, nudges 1 for 1. Off the mark, they seem well in control, don't they? 49 or 46.
Just the loosener down the leg side didn't help too much from Sam Payne.
Just going to move a field or 2 behind square there, behind point. Across the right hander on strike now.
I like the captaincy of Campbell. He's always thinking, even though the game's slipping away.
And the wicket, even in the last, as the sun really starts to beat down now, the wicket now really is drying out, and not getting much bounce, as anywhere near the same bounce as we were getting this morning. Looks a little stiff here. Sam Payne batted beautifully.
Oh, that wasn't far away, was it?
Another single. Just dabbing down. Saeed Khan.
So who do you give the man of the match to? I mean, obviously if they win, you probably give it to Jude Owen, even if he doesn't make as many runs as Sam Payne.
Well, if Jude's there at the end, he's man of the match. For mine.
There's his 50.
And there it is, yeah. He'd be very happy with that. 50 off 47, better than a run of ball.
As you can see on the screen, shakes his shirt, saying, I love playing for this team, and a big smile on his face.
Little high, just not making contact here, Sajid Khan. Little leg by it, he must have got a little better in it. That brings Owen back on strike. Down the ground, oh! That was dropped, coming back at him at a very strong rate. He just got it where he get it around the wrist. Let's have a look at the replay, Dan.
Saw it very late, I thought, Grant. I mean, from the naked eye, I thought, gee, he wasn't ready for that at all. And to be fair, he saw it very, very late. He's having a bit of a look at his wrist now. There might be a bruise on there. Hopefully there's nothing broken. you about the AFL footballer, Jesse Hogan, who's broken his thumb?
Jammed his
He
thumb
was
in the toilet.
he was in the bus on the way back from a practice match.
Thought it was going to be all right. And yes, I heard that this morning on the radio. Rather an embarrassing type of injury, I would have thought.
Hopefully young Sam Payne's all right, because they've won one and lost one. If they don't win this, and it's not over yet. 20 off 24, you'd certainly, I've got it 90-10 now. Win this, backing the Afghanistan Eagles.
I've actually got a table update for you, Dan, just prior to today. I'll grab that for you now. In Pool A, we've got the Pakistani Sultans 2 wins, already qualified for the finals. So they've got the big queue against them with 4. Indian Tigers had a win, so they've got 2 points.
Still got 2 to play, of course.
Afghanistan Leopards 2 games, no wins, and Sydney Kangaroos 1 game, no win. But the Kangaroos, I see them warming up over there at the moment. They're looking very keen to get out there. Driving into the cover.
I'll be fascinated to see how they bowl today, because that was what let them down. 128 wasn't a bad score considering it was the first day of the wicket on Monday, but their bowling was a bit ordinary, wasn't it?
Oh, just driving, square cutting. That was our man out there, 42. O'Leary, yes. And in the other pool, Lincoln Lions, they've already qualified, 2 wins, 4. Kiwi Warriors, well, they're on 2, but looking like the Afghan Eagles might join them on 2 after this game. And the Pirates, 2 games so far without a win. So the 2 qualifying teams are already Pakistan Sultans and the Lincoln Lions.
And if the Indian Tigers win today, they'll qualify. And then it'll come down to one of these 2 teams. So the Kangaroos are taking on the Indian Tigers next, Grant, and then the Melbourne Pirates play the Eagles later.
Okay. Waiting for a leg bye here, signalled by the umpire.
Tell you what, Sajid Khan would be happy that Jude Owen's at the other end, because he cannot hit anything at the moment. He's probably trying a little bit too hard, and he's actually trying to hit it a bit too hard.
I think you're right, Dan. He misses
Another example.
He's busy. He just has busy. Just having trouble bat to ball there. What's he got? He's 1 off 5. So the equation now, 17 off 19. Still got to do it, don't you? You still, that's just so gettable in today's cricket. And with wickets in hand, it's well, 90-10 on Dan's whiz-viz.
Now, if the Indian Tigers win today, guess who play each other for top spot tomorrow in Group A?
India, Pakistan.
Hasn't that been well worked out?
There you go. That means only one of those can make it through to the final.
No, but they make it into the semis. So they'll finish on...
Oh, I see.
One of them will finish on top. They'll just be the better seed.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
They might want to avoid the Lincoln Lions, I think.
So Sam Payne, obviously not too injured. But just bowling to the outer touch. Can't at the moment. Let's see if he can get some bat on ball. Yes, he does. Hit one right in the middle. Because he hit it so well, he's run himself out. So I've seen that happen so many times. He's having trouble hitting it, then all of a sudden he hits one right in the middle. That must be runs.
Well done, Ethan Campbell, too. Brilliant piece of fielding by the skipper and the covers.
Johnny Rhodes. He's the Johnny Rhodes
Oh.
lookalike. He looks like him, and he pounced on that. That's another great piece of fielding by him, straight over the top.
Oh.
And that's out. Good decision.
And you'd be wrapped too with the keeping work there of Robinson. He was right over the bails, wasn't he? It helps when you get a return like that. You don't have to move, Grant.
Yeah, it was absolutely fired back.
So 5 for 111. 3 overs remaining.
Nelson, 1-1-1.
David Shepherd, the late great.
Oh, that's something with batting. You hit one in the middle and you think, oh, that must be a run. That's exactly what he did there then. And then not only are you looking at how well you hit it, what you've got to be looking at is who you've hit it to. And Ethan, terrific pick up and throw.
I think the other thing with Sajid Khan, he just hadn't been able to hit it in the middle, and he thought, gee, that's a good shot. I'm finally going to get some reward for effort here.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Still back the Afghanistan Eagles to win this, but
funny things can happen.
they've got to get the job done yet.
Not bowled. Just line and length, off stump. New miss, high hit.
He was a bit stiff in that first over, wasn't he? But he looks like he's just starting to find his way. The wrist isn't too sore. Or it doesn't appear to be too sore anyway. Only he knows how sore it is.
Yeah, no, he's pointing to it. He's not happy with it. That's out as well. That's out as well. Squeeze it away to backward point. Picked up, throw. And that's not what the doctor ordered. You don't want Owen out. So let's have a look here, Dan. Replay.
Well, my understanding was Owen gave up the ghost and then just kept going, knowing he was gone. It was just hit too firmly by Roman Safi.
Hindsight, he would want to be, saying no, but there was another instance of hitting it in the middle, taking off. Safi was disappointed. You can see him bent down on his knee there, disappointed with his decision to go. And Nelson strikes again. There's a couple full at 1-1-1. Now we've got 16 off 16.
87 used to be the number, didn't it?
Well, it is for Australia. Nelson's English.
Yes.
It's an English.
We don't worry about it nowadays as much, do we? 87?
87.
Certainly did when I was growing up. Oh, he's done it again, 87. Oh.
How good's Payne going? I mean, he's not taking weeks because they're run-outs, but he's got an injured hand here and he's just bowling little off tweakers. He's rolled his fingers over that one and then run again. That hits. Oh, dear me.
Yeah.
Closing off Afghanistan Eagles, trying to close off this innings and
making hard work of it.
How often do we see a New Zealand side that's just so good at fielding? Regularly.
Yeah. The other issue here too is the net run rate as well. If they do win, it looks like these two sides, as I mentioned, will be competing for the other spot in Group B for the finals. Now, we know Afghanistan Eagles are playing today. Another game this afternoon against the Melbourne Pirates, who are yet to win. And if it gets a bit close, it just affects their net run rate. So they'll need to win by a bit, depending on what the Warriors do tomorrow in their last pool game. They're not home yet, though. all of a sudden they're making heavy weather of this, Grant.
Wimfizz now, Dan. You've gone 90-10 was only not long ago. What are we on now?
65-35.
Ooh.
They still need 15.
65-35.
Now, the two at the crease were the two that batted pretty well to get them close to the Lincoln Lions last night in the fading light. Roman Safi and Sahale Safi. They need those two to get them home now, and they're going to have to take a couple of risks, which probably an over or so ago we thought was going to be a doddle. No doddle now, it's gone away.
And look who's got the ball. The captain. Pretty sure it's the captain. It's going to step up. I'll take responsibility for this. Love seeing it. So he's got protection. He's protecting his bowling. Deep mid-wicket, deep long on, deep long off, cover. And the rest of the men in the circle. First ball. All important first ball. All important first ball's headed down at mid-wicket. It's too far! And that's a big six right at the right time for the Afghan Eagles. Shaping it in to middle and leg. Got down on that one knee and over for 16.
Big slog sweep. Lovely shot by Sahale Safi. And that'll relieve the tension a little bit for the Eagles.
Yeah, at one moment I thought it was high enough to just stay in the field of play, but no. In the air again. This is going down to long off. Dropped it.
Oh, thought he had it.
Dropped it. And with it, maybe the game. Matter of margins. First one just sailed over mid-wicket. This one straight. Too long off.
Bassi.
Safi swings, picks up, throws. Left-handed. Boy, oh boy. Good fielding. Both the Safi, Sahar Safi and Romain Safi. Number 6 and number 5.
They've made a bit of a meal of this, though, the Eagles, but a win's a win if they get there. Need 7 from 9, Grant.
7 from 9. In the air again. This is going to land safely, is it? It is. One bounce. Throws to stumps at the keeper's end. And how often do you see it? The ball starts following you in the field after you make a little mistake, and then now advantage. Dan's Wimfizz is now gone right in the Afghan Eagles.
90-10.
90-10 again. Down the ground to the fielder.
Good bowling. Yorker length. Dug it in.
Last ball. This could have gone either way this over. First ball, big 6. Next ball, drop catch. And it's not just the drop catches, it's the fact that they picked up at least one, maybe 2. Now what's happening here, Dan?
Not sure.
Just checking the number of balls left.
I think there's 1 to go, isn't he? Yeah, 1 to go.
Yes. Yes. Last ball. We're checking a no ball, Dean.
Ever since I've been watching cricket, and it's been 50 years, cardinal sin for spinners to bowl no balls. Grant, you would know that. You played a lot of cricket.
Absolutely. It's just got to have some part of his foot behind the popping crease, the batting crease. Seeing a replay here.
It's been cleared.
Oh, clear, and I think that's a really good call.
I've always been a big believer with the technology. If you're constantly playing something, you're looking for something that mightn't be there.
Now makes a decision, which is, yep, no, Harry made that decision very quickly.
He did.
Good call. Down the ground, in the air, goes to long off again, gets underneath it. He dropped it again. Just lost confidence, the young man.
Soon as he juggled it, you could tell he wasn't going to take the catch, unfortunately.
And doesn't the ball just tend to follow? And that now will be game and set match. You'd think that's 99-1 now.
Yeah, I think so. But I will say this, I think they've been just a bit sloppy in the back end of this run chase, the Eagles.
Try to take the ball, fingers pointing up in front of his eyes. He's got his hand dead down the young man and head up. Just learn from that. The way we'll learn from it is just one thing he can do is just think about the mindset he had going into that, taking those catches. You know, was it a positive mindset, negative mindset, or nothing? Doesn't hurt as a young player when the ball's coming to you, I've got this, and already start the positive talk as the ball's in the air. This gives yourself a better chance to give you that confidence to take the catch.
Yes, it wouldn't have been surprising, would it, if it's come in his direction. This is Wood. And he's thought, oh no, not again.
So 3 runs off 6 balls. So I'd get someone, Ethan, someone in nice and close, stopping the run, because they'll run, I think they'll just about run no matter what happens here. Pad, bat. These brothers, these two, the two Safi boys, probably. I'm not sure. But get the field right in, put the pressure in, maybe get them to hit over the top. Let's guarantee you they will attempt to run no matter what. He'll go over the top and square it away first ball, potentially, if the ball's there to hit. Yeah, now Ethan, come in closer. Right in. There's a dot.
3 off 5.
We're going to get a close finish. That's it, Ethan. Nice in close. That's it. Make him think about no chance of running to you there. And brought a man in close on the mid-wicket as well. Okay, nice and close. No singles. Gone through again. There's another dot.
Yes, he followed him because he moved away to the leg side.
The umpire's checking no balls. Boys, you've been doing it well all tournament. All of a sudden we want to start checking all of these.
Back yourselves, guys. That would mean there'd be 2 from 5, if not 3 from 4.
He's fine. That's another
He's
good
fine.
call.
Well done, Harry.
Nice quick call. Let's keep the game going.
Yeah.
You call them, umpires. You've done a very good job so far. See if we can get another dot.
Still 3 from 4 required, Grant.
Full toss down the ground. He'll pick up 1, 2 required. 2 off 3.
It brings the aggressive Sahel Safi, 12 off 6 for him. Got dropped twice in the last over. Roman Safi, 2 off 8. And nearly steered them home last night. They're hoping to steer them home today.
I wonder if he's got bouncer in his head. Maybe, I don't think he should, but he's allowed 1 as long as it doesn't
clear the keeper.
Pick up, throw, he'll get through.
Scores are tied.
So I'd like to have just seen someone in even closer. If they go over the top, they win. Got it. Scores are tied. 1 run required, 2 balls. So now everyone comes in. Everyone comes in. Make him hit you over the top. Here they come. Everyone come in. That's where 10 should have been for that ball. Playing a miss. He's run and he's going to get run out and he's missed it. And that's an interesting call. It's actually run straight down the wicket. I'll be very interested to hear what happens here because you can't do that anymore. What he didn't do was deviate. He did run, but he ran straight at the wickets, which means that
So the fact that he ran straight at the wickets, he was impeding...
He's straight down the wicket.
Impeding the chance for the ball to hit the stumps. Is that
and
right?
Why I'm happy for Afghanistan to actually get the win here is because the ball was not going to hit the wickets anyway.
Yeah. And
so,
they've got it. They've done it.
Yeah, let's make a really sensible decision, which is a win to the Afghanistan Eagles. But you know, Dan, that's what you cannot deviate anymore. You used to be able to run and then head towards the stumps, but you are not. You've got to hold your line. He did that, to be fair. He did that. He just held his line. That was right down the wicket. You don't want him running down the wicket. But anyway, there it is.
They've won by 3 wickets with 1 ball left. It's not really going to help their net run rate too much, but what they need to worry about now, they take on a team yet to win in the Melbourne Pirates. Have been pretty competitive, especially with the ball. They just haven't made enough runs with the bat. So I'd expect another low-scoring game today. They've got 2 hours off. It's going to be difficult 2 hours for them in between matches. They play again today. They'll know their fate, Afghanistan Eagles, when they leave here tonight. If they win, they'll know that they're there. If the Kiwi Warriors lose to the unbeaten Lankan Lions in their final match tomorrow morning.
Well done, Jude Owen. He said that he was going to, bat through, or we needed someone to bat through. He took it under his own steam to do that, and that was the difference in the end between the Afghanistan Eagles winning and losing. Even though he got run out late in the piece, he'd done enough by then. A couple of drop catches at really vital times certainly didn't help the New Zealand Warriors, but what you'll always get from a New Zealand team is to be battling out right to the very end. Let's take a look at the scorecard, Dan.
Jude Owen, 52, got run out but batted really well, and he got good contributions from Kaka, 13 off 12, and Harry Lees, 19 off 19, but they didn't start too well, losing 2 wickets very early on, including the captain for a duck.
And the Safi boys ended up 2 and 13 not out.
Correct.
Respectively.
So Hales made a couple of contributions, 2 matches in a row.
15 extras seem to be about the go for extras. So take a look at the bowling. Adam Wood, 1 for 18. Tamir, 2 for 20. Best strike rate out of those, Ethan Campbell, 6.25. Tamir was the best with 5. So was Wood was close to with 4.7. Impressed with Wood. Sam Payne finishing off 2 overs, none for 5.
70 dot balls from the 120 legal deliveries that they faced.
Right. Very good. Well done.
That's a pretty good performance by the Warriors, but they just weren't able to get it done. Good win for the Afghanistan Eagles with 1 ball remaining. They win by 3 wickets. We'll be back with the next game shortly. Second game for the Sydney Kangaroos. They need to stay alive. They take on the Indian Tigers very shortly.
Check 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. Welcome to the post-match presentation. The Afghanistan Eagles took on the Kiwi Warriors. Another closely contested game of cricket. One that is standing true to the excitement that we always bring you in ACL Under-19. Without further ado, it's only fair to thank our sponsors first, Tag Real Estate Victoria and Exclusive Migration. Let me introduce you to the presentation party. You will see Harrison from Jersey giving away the Glitzy Trophy in a bit. Let's have a chat with the captain who came second, Ethan, the captain of Kiwi Warriors. But the first half an hour, the batters were searching for the middle of the bat.
Yeah, it was definitely hard to start. The ball was doing bits everywhere actually, but it was a good challenge for us. But we were talking in the middle, we were just like, oh, we should be used to this. This is like our tracks at home. But no, it was an awesome challenge. But obviously, it was real hard in that first 5 where we were getting 4s to 6s and over, and it's just really quite tough at times when you're only doing that much. Yeah.
Good learning curve though. Big resurrection coming towards the end, especially from Sam one side or Gori from the other.
Yeah, we'll definitely go back and talk about that because there's definitely some bowling options that we definitely could have used a little bit better at the end there. But it was, yeah, like negatives aside, I think there's a lot of good positives out of today. Obviously Sam Payne with the bat and with the ball at the end there, like he did an awesome job. But yeah, a few things in the field to touch up on, and hopefully we'll be on our way to the final.
Be good captaining aside where the spinner is saying, I will bowl in the power play. Tomar, brilliant.
Oh yeah, we've got a few spinners that can bowl in the power play, so it's real helpful, especially because we've got a lack of paces. So the pace we've got, don't get me wrong, they're really good, but it's awesome having those spinners that can do that job up top too.
Yeah, hard luck with this one. All the very best for the next one.
Thank you very much.
Ethan, the captain, second. Let's speak to the winning skipper, Zaki Mirane, Afghanistan Eagles. Zaki, this one was close. This time you ensured that the result is in your favour. The boys did really well.
Yeah, it was a great bounce back win, and yeah, Abdul set up the tone early, bowling good nice length, and got a few early wickets for us. Bowled 4 straight. Good effort by him, and yeah, boys backed up everyone. We were good in the field today.
And what was the chat when you said 103? Did you play with only one spin, or did you break that target in smaller bits?
We broke up in small bits. Jude started off really strong opening, set up everyone coming later in the innings.
Zaki, you were excellent as a skipper as well.
All the very best. Thank you.
Zaki Mirane picks up the much needed 2 as well and the winning momentum. I request the presence of Harrison from Jersey. The flamboyant cricket players with the bat will now be seen with the trophy, and he will give that away to the player of the match, and that today for us is Abdul Jabbar Kale for his 3 crucial wickets up top. Excellent from Abdul. Can we have a word? What did the captain tell you? This was an important game. You had to bounce back, and you had the ball in hand. No, we can. That's okay. But you have to tell me, you have a couple of different variations. It's important to have them in the first place. It's quite important to also understand when to use the variations. Did you ask the captain when exactly can you use the variations? Because you were the one setting the field for yourself.
Yeah, captain of Malone, because they consistent to line left, pitch up your result, aggressiveness.
Well, brilliant. Finally, if you could tell us about your action. It's so fluent. Is it always been the case, or you worked with a coach to have the full accent on that action?
I have worked with the coach to help me improve my action and perform better in my matches.
Important game and 3 wickets. The trophy looks good. Congratulations on the win. All the best for the next one. He's a man of few words, he's a man of a lot of wickets. That's all we got for you for the post-match presentation. We'll meet you shortly in the toss of the next game.